Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the greatest podcast to ever be established on this earth, sponsored by the greatest vehicle to ever touch rubber on the road, and that is the Chevy Silverado, the most durable, reliable vehicle on the road. Silverado is as strong and dependable as the people who drive them. Chevy Silverado, modern and advanced with a ton of grit, a partner in getting things done, especially when it comes to the heart and soul of a pickup truck. The bed. With Silverado, you get the most functional bed of any competitor. Best in class standard cargo volume. The inner gate folds to a large step for easily getting in and out of the bed. Available industry first power up, down, tailgate. That always gets me. Or the available multi-flex tailgate we've been telling you about with 6 convenient configuration. This makes the bed of the Silverado work harder and smarter. Silverado, strong, advanced, dependable, hardworking, just like the boys you see in front of you on the bus. How are you, William?
I'm doing great.
It's nice to see you, buddy.
That's a great ad read.
Thank you very much.
This is an exciting episode, too.
Why is it?
Wheeler Walker Jr.
He's a stud, dude. Maybe the most influential country artist of our generation.
Yeah.
I would say that.
He went on strike trying to keep who out of the country? Florida Georgia
Line.
A lot of beef in this episode.
A lot of beef. I think when we do that, dude, there will definitely be some beef cooking for sure.
Yeah.
Some guys are going to come out of the woodwork. I'm going to get a few texts. Some things are going to not go so well.
Yeah.
Some things are not going to go so well.
We'll
But
have to battle for the boys a little bit.
listen, if they want to come on and state their case, they're more than welcome to do so.
Mm-hmm.
A couple other things going on before we get into Wheeler Walker. You're wearing some fly shit right now, buddy.
Boys, if you want to drop your stones for Father's Day, we got a merch lineup for you guys.
Fuck.
Girl Dad merch.
Fuck.
Hoodie.
Fuck.
Girl Dad hat. Taylor, show them the hat. Take the hat off, show them the hat. Let them zoom in on the hat.
Zoom in on the hat, but also keep my face in the frame. And then take my face out of the frame and put just on the hat.
And for those out there listening
back
on
up.
audio early in the morning, those tier ones out there that are listening on audio, please subscribe stuff to Spotify and Apple. But for those listening, it's on our fire hats that you love. For the boys, the dad hat that where it just writes dad in cursive. What else do we have?
That hat. It's that hat. But just
with girl
above
dad.
the D, it goes big D, little a, little or lowercase d. And then in between dad, it just says girl. It's very... I might have just painted you the best picture you've ever seen in your life.
You couldn't have done it any better, dude. And we're fired up. But also, it is golf season as well. We have fire polos dropping. It's got a brand. They're Nike polos. They're not like those loose fit bullshit ones we had a couple years ago.
They wick the sweat away, dude.
These are like they grab your biceps a little bit.
Yeah.
Your dad will love them. Go to the Barstool merch store. Hit Bussin with the boys.
Your dad will love them.
Yeah, your dad will fucking love them, dude. If you got a father out there, or if you're a dad yourself and you want to treat yourself, or you want to tell your wife, hey, here's the gear I want to get. It's on Bussin with the boys, the merch store on barstoolsports.com/store. Is that right?
Garrett's the...
Say it again, Garrett.
We use the mic if you're going to talk.
Store.barstoolsports.com. Click the brands link.
Slash.
Is it slash Bussin?
You can go to the brands link tab, or you can do store.barstoolsports.com/bussin with the boys.
That's the one.
That's the fucking one.
One. Nice work, Garrett.
And whenever we drop these, you guys are listening right now. The merch is out Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. So if you're listening at 6 a.m. in the morning, Central Time, boys, you just got to wait a few hours and it's going to be out. But this shit is out, dude. Go get it while it's hot. Get it for your old man. And again, if you're an old man yourself, tell your wife, tell your kids that this is what they need to get for you.
And listen, I know we haven't talked about this at all. It just kind of came to my head. But if we sell out in 24 hours, maybe do something special for some of the people. Maybe do something special. We'll talk about it later. But if we sell out, a nice little deal for them.
What are we going to do special?
I don't know, but I feel like there might be a super special giveaway if it sells out 24 hours. In 24 hours times, if this hat, this hoodie, and that polo sell out, it was hard for me to find that E. We got to do something special. What do you think?
I'm excited. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a great idea.
I think it's a good idea just to kind of put out there right now, right?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Buy it up.
We're talking way too fast. What's the deal?
We're wired right now. We just had a phenomenal podcast. We won't say who the guest is.
Yeah.
We got a great podcast coming out that you guys are going to love with Wheeler Walker Jr.
You know who the name of him is.
Yeah,
Wheeler Walker Jr. Phenomenal.
And I think we're just excited. Like, it's Monday. We're seeing each other again. Like, it's been a long weekend.
It's really become like that for us a little bit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Work.
A little bit of work.
Which we did say we didn't want to happen with the pod, but hey.
But the way we've been working has been a lot of fun.
Been a lot of fun.
We play pig outside of the bus now.
Oh, dude. This is the first pod since you've been back from New York. Right?
Is it?
I think so, because we released Thursday. You guys came back Thursday.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, you're right. How
was it?
It was phenomenal. You guys who are listening, Dozen Trivia, go to the YouTube channel. I think the episodes are dropping. The one that I'm playing in is tonight on Tuesday. I know they drop They dropped yesterday, but they roll out. You get to see how the boy does. The boy puts on a little show.
Do you really?
I do. You know,
I can't wait to see it.
dabble.
I called Will. I asked him. I said, "Hey, tell me what happened." He goes, "I can't. You have to subscribe."
Yeah, you got to watch it, man.
Subscribe.
Yeah. It's a cool show too. Jeff Lowe, he does a great job with the Dozen Trivia, all the live shows, the game show hosting. And then also, huge shout out to the Yak. No free shout out to the Yak.
Hey, the Yak
but
does
those
fuck.
vibes are fucking all time, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm not downplaying any of the other shows I was on. Unnecessary Roughness was a good time. The ones we went on, Part of My Take was a good time.
Part of My Take, Son of a Boy Dad,
Son of a Boy
and
Dad.
KFC.
And KFC. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are all great vibes.
That was
but, dude,
2 weeks ago though, and we did the Yak there, and then you went back and did the Yak again.
but we didn't talk about us going there on Thursday. We did our intro
Mhm.
for Chris Along
That's right.
before we started the day.
Because we were just starting our day there.
Yeah.
That's true.
We didn't do all the intro stuff.
No, y'all talked about y'all's trip. You didn't talk about your trip because Taylor
It's
did
all
the whole
right. That's all right.
PNG
There's
thing.
people screaming at their screens right now, or screaming into their headphones, listening to us.
We
Going,
are.
"Well, you guys have talked about this.
Yeah.
The fuck are you
Heard
talking
it.
about?
We're already saying heard it.
You're saying heard it to
Yeah,
us.
they're saying heard it
Which,
to
by
us.
the way, if you guys can go to Part of My Take, tell them if anything information they have, you just type in "heard it" in their comment section. They'll know. We've already gotten text from Big Cat. They know we're fucking infiltrating them.
Yeah, Big Cat was there was almost some beef between you guys again.
Oh yeah, what was that?
Because he said his producer told him, but he said it's all good though.
Yeah,
Remember?
no, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the context.
The context, that's what he was talking about. He didn't say what it actually was.
Oh yeah, it was.
He
It
just
was
said, I think
definitely
we got
the
beef again, but then he's like, never mind, it's all good. The producer was kind of telling me about it.
yeah. Oh, because his producer probably heard our episode.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a whole
Anyway,
lot
it
of
was a
sense.
phenomenal time. Like we got all the boys out there. Jack, Garrett, JP, they went out there. They spent a couple days with the Barstool people, the front office people, the third floor people. Got to learn a little bit of shit. Did you guys learn anything out there?
What was your favorite part? Maybe we should pass the mic around real quick. Jackie, favorite part?
I think just
Pizza's fire out there.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
pizza was great. One of our good friends, no free shout out, Justin Mancini. He works up
Mancini?
there in live events. But probably my favorite part was we've been in these new meetings for the last couple months with all the people at HQ, finally getting to meet them in person, like shake hands. You can see someone on a screen, but when you meet them in real life, it really hones it in. So yeah, meeting the people up there,
Yeah, I
everyone was
gotcha.
super nice. So
Garrett. Go ahead, Taylor.
Oh yeah, JP, go ahead.
My favorite part,
Take
everything.
some photos.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, go ahead, JP.
I got the floor.
Yeah.
My favorite part, same thing as Jack, except I would like to also add I enjoyed Garrett and I shared a hotel room.
Yeah.
We only had one bed.
Oh.
I'll leave it
Anything
at that.
happen?
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. All right, Gary, what'd you learn on your field trip?
I learned that we have some fire merch coming out soon.
Oh, man. Merch
Hey,
God.
merch man, Garrett, dude.
We're getting them dialed in. It's just hey,
Put a
I'm
band-
gonna
Put a band with us.
gang. This shit's
Yeah.
about to be fire.
Oh shit! I
know,
cannot wait,
fired
dude.
up,
I
dude.
cannot wait.
It's coming. It's gonna be good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, can't wait to show you those hats, bro.
What's that?
Oh.
Oh wait, the ones you sent me?
We got it dialed in now.
But the concept's getting dialed in even more. It's tightening up.
Oh
Tightening
really?
up. Yeah.
I can't wait, dude. I cannot wait to see those. Wheeler Walker Jr., incredible guy, came on. Listen, this man is serious about his business. He sits there, he owns it. He's hilarious, but that man's about the Benjamins, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's
It's a
about
little
that work.
intimidating, too.
He is.
He's kind of got like that vibe. He's got the cowboy hat. He's got like the old school, like Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson type vibe
Yeah.
to him. And it seems like he has, and I wish I could remember it, but it
Mm.
seems like he wears like your dad's old cologne. You know that cologne you used to get?
Yeah, Stetson.
Yeah.
Stetson
Or like
cologne.
the one where it's got like it's
Black,
looks-
what was it called?
hilarious.
Panther? Black Panther? What was the one from Anchorman?
It's like a
Yeah.
It's like a dark looking glass flask thing. It's got the silver top, and it could be brute. To where you kind of like
Yeah. You
dab
put
the
it on your
liquid
wrist
on your wrist
and
a
then
little
do the-
bit, dude.
and then you do the neck rubs.
Yeah. You kind
Who's,
of hit
who's the
You know what
who's
I'm
the guy
saying?
that everyone loves from Yellowstone? What's his name?
that. Rip.
Rip. He looks like Rip if Rip sang songs about dicks. That's exactly he acts. That's how he acts. That's it. 100%. He's got a stern, fatherly attitude,
Yeah.
but he has outstanding music.
Yeah, you guys are gonna love the episode.
I think the episode's going to be incredible. You guys enjoy. We're 11 minutes in. We're going to hit you with a quick ad real quick. I know it's a quickie, but we're going to hit you with an ad real quick because, hey, listen, Will's got this one. Go ahead, Will. What you got on this
Well,
little ad?
also,
I
before
saw
we get
that
into that
CCM
ad,
pull
before
out,
we get
dude.
into that ad too, like just know we're gonna do our no free shout out. That's gonna be on Thursday. We're gonna have some more tier talk for you. The boys are gonna banter and have a great time. But yeah, with To interrupt this episode, we are bringing you
Hey,
Cross Mortgage. In a complicated world, it's hard to know who to trust, but when it comes to your mortgage, there's only one answer, and that's Cross Country Mortgage. They have flexible loan lengths, a crazy amount of dedicated loan officers, and even guaranteed closing, meaning they pay the daily closing fees. Cross Country Mortgage has a team of loan officers dedicated to getting you the best possible loan terms available. They have an average closing time of 21 days, which is ridiculously fast. They've got a wide variety of loan types, which means they've got everything to cover everyone. And they're giving away free Barstool and Cross Country Mortgage sweatshirts. You heard it right, sweatshirts. When you sign up to refi or get pre-approval while supplies last. Go to crosscountrymortgage.com/barstool so Cross Country Mortgage can take care of you through the home buying process. Cross Country Mortgage LLC, NMLS 3029, all loans subject to underwriting approval. www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
Bro, that was so fucking fire,
I
dude.
appreciate that. There's a couple little hiccups. I hit it like
No, this is the last line. Everything else was phenomenal, but the last line, the way you just fucking dialed that in.
I appreciate
you
that.
sound like the
man.
radio,
I
baby.
appreciate that.
That was
Enjoy
incredible.
this episode, boys.
You need to do me a favor also before you jump back in the episode. Hold on 1 second. So 1 second. We've already talked about it in the intro, but make sure you go subscribe, rate 5 stars, and get this new merch. We sell it in 24 hours. We're going to do something special. We still have to talk about what that thing is.
Extremely special.
Extremely special, dude. Maybe a handwritten note. I don't know what it's going to be.
Maybe for a father
24
out
hours.
there.
Ooh, girl dad hoodie, girl dad hats, and Nike polos. Can we say Nike polo? We can say Nike polo, right?
And their Nike brand. Yeah.
Nike
yeah.
brand. Oh, yeah.
Nike
Cool.
polos.
Those 3 sell out. We're going to do something real special, dude.
Real
special.
Dude, we got a stud on. And
Yeah.
number one,
Absolutely.
tell us about the birth of Wheeler Walker Jr.
Well, I moved to Nashville, like, what was it? My manager's here, like 2000, I guess, about 20-something years ago, thinking I could make it in fucking country music. That was back in the days when they actually had real country. I don't know if you guys country music fans?
What did you say, 2020?
No, 2000.
2000.
I said it wrong.
I
get
like
the
country music.
Yeah, I
Jamie
would say-
Johnson,
But you're a fan.
Chris
Oh, Jamie.
Stapleton, yeah.
Jamie Johnson's fucking
Mm.
awesome. But back then they had like Alan Jackson, George Strait. There was like actual country music before it turned into this fucking dog shit pop. You know, like Florida Georgia Line bullshit, Kane Brown, all this fucking dog shit.
I'm laughing because Taylor's friends with one of the.
Well, I'm sure you're all friends with
No,
these
it doesn't
dudes.
matter if I'm friends with them or not. I'd love to hear your opinion on
Guess
them.
what?
But I'll tell you,
You can be nice guys and still be shitty at their their job.
absolutely, I don't disagree with that at all. I don't disagree with that statement. I'm more of an 80s, 90s country guy
Yeah,
myself.
there you go.
Do you like, from as far as like contemporary music, do you like Midland? What do you think about them?
My thing is,
Or Eric Church or
Midland to
Stapleton?
me is pretty boys in costumes. You know,
Uh-huh.
I just
Yeah,
I don't
they're pretty.
need male models doing.
They're
country
super
music.
handsome. I will give them that. They
Mark
are
was an
incredibly
underwear
handsome.
model too.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's literally a model. Like, get the fucking models out of country music. You know?
Really?
Yeah,
So you want more Luke Combs looking motherfuckers?
exactly. Yeah, Stapleton, Luke Combs.
What about Trace
me.
Atkins though? He has that. He has the ultimate hit, honky tonk, but donk donk. And Trace is a
Oh, he's
tall
cool.
guy, full beard, long
Oh, he's
ponytail.
cool.
Well, we spend the whole time figuring out talking about good looking dudes.
Well, I'm just trying to figure
I
out.
don't
Where,
mind
I
a
want. I want to
good-looking-
know where your line is as far as like too handsome versus someone handsome. Because Tim McGraw's a
Well-
handsome bastard. Kenny Chesney, he's some people's thing. He's
Tim
got that
McGraw's
tropical
a
vibe.
good-looking dude, but he also used to play real country. You know?
Yeah. When did he stop playing real country?
I don't
Right
know-
after.
I honestly don't. To be honest, I don't know his new shit that much.
Mhm.
But
Maybe
I
when
do-
he started
I
making
know,
stuff
I
with
know,
Nelly.
I know that he has the ability to play country,
Right.
and that the new fucking the guy who sings the Applebee's song. What's that guy's name?
Yeah. What is his
Walker
name?
Hayes. Like that's not country. That's what do you call it? Cultural appropriation. A white guy rapping along to like some like southern beats
Yeah.
or hip hop beats that he puts a twang to. That ain't country music.
Yeah.
What about Eric Church?
Eric Church. Eric Church is good, but not that.
I like Eric
But he's not that good looking. If we're back to the good look, I think he's fine looking.
We're
but-
right now. What we're doing in the first 6 minutes of this podcast is we're kind of finding the avenues that we're going to go down.
Yeah.
okay, and we're gonna
in
figure
this
out.
thing.
So
So
our two
the-
main topics are country music and good looking dudes.
Yeah. I think that you nailed it on the head, and
But
we can do that for an hour.
I think
I'll
real.
talk about Mark for an entire
But-
podcast.
Yeah, he can take us.
But here's the thing, man. I come from the era of I just don't think you can make the kind of country I like. I don't think you can make real country without being a little bit ugly, you know?
Mhm.
Like my heroes are Waylon, Willie, Billy Joe Shaver. Waylon was not an underwear model. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but neither was Willie. They were all kind of like
That's what I'm saying is that's
rough around the edges.
but you hear in the music is that
even Cash.
Yeah.
Like Cash was kind of
I don't
not
think
that handsome.
Johnny Cash wouldn't have been an underwear model.
no, not at all.
You know, but it's like you need that pain of like not getting laid in high school to make real country. There's a lot of Sam Hunt wasn't he a college quarterback or something?
Yeah, he played at UAB.
Yeah, but like you don't need. I'm sick of Thank you. I'm sick of fucking studs in country music. No more studs. I need pain. You know,
Right.
I need real fucking pain. Sing about pain, and I get it. I don't need to hear about like Sam Hunt singing about models he dumped. Who gives a fuck? Shut the fuck up, dude. Like, why do I gonna relate to that? Look at me.
Yeah.
I never dumped a model. Ain't no model talk to me.
I don't. I see. I'm not looking at you, and I'm not thinking to myself, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me.
He got burnt in the fire. You got a nice
Trust-
full beard.
Trust me. It ain't. This comes off. It ain't pretty.
Really?
I don't look like Sam Hunt.
But you strike me as a guy that might have a hose in between those legs, though. At the same time.
Oh, listen. We're talking now. We're third topic. Dicks. I'm doing okay.
You doing all right?
Yeah.
What's all right?
I'm
I
like.
think I'm doing all right, but then I go in the shower in the football team. And I'm like, Jesus
well,
Christ, maybe I'm
Jesus,
not doing all right.
Well, let's go back a step. I go in the shower on the football team. I'm fucked. But
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Buddy,
Literally and
I'm just
figuratively.
gonna tell you, we're not doing all right.
You don't think so?
No.
Yeah.
I would say we're doing all right.
No, but now, but
We only saw our own boy until we got to college and the pros, and then it's like, okay.
Yeah, but if you
Come on
say,
now.
but if you say, how you doing? I say, all right.
so what? No.
Yeah, with a shrug and look
Yeah,
down.
no,
and
yeah,
not,
I'm
now
doing
you-
all right.
like the way he said it, he's
now
like, I'm
you
doing
got
all right.
now I'm interested. So what's it like going and checking all the fucking NFL schlongs?
They
It's
got
like an
some
oasis.
fucking wrenches in there, bro.
Yeah,
Well, yes, I'm saying like, is it
some mean real deal DeWalt power tools
you're
going
just-
on in
you're
there?
feeling like piece of shit? Do you try to cover it up?
No.
You stand next to the
At
lineman.
first you do.
The
At first
linemen,
you
they
do.
got
Bigger
small,
guys, they
yeah,
can,
'cause- yeah, they got the gut.
Yeah.
You
The
know,
more body fat you have, the more the dick goes away. I think it's like every 10 pounds overweight you are,
yeah.
you lose half an inch.
I gotta lose some weight.
I think that's a real fact. We might have to Google that. We might have to fact check that because I really do believe that's real.
Is there a doctor around? We can check it.
Yeah. I was pre-med for a little bit in college, so
Yeah. So
I guess I can say that.
So you know.
You know?
Do you shower with your team after performances?
Yeah, we should. The band all showers and compares dicks. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
I was gonna say who have you seen that you've been impressed with?
I don't. I'm trying to think of. You're putting
Sex
me on
the
this.
top of my head.
That's why so far I dig this podcast because I can't remember the last interview where they're like, "Tell me the most impressive dick you've seen."
Yeah.
They didn't ask me that on CMT.
It's an art.
But there's not something that just flashes in your head like fucking.
No.
You were at CNN?
Tommy, CMT. I was saying.
Oh, I thought you said CNN.
Yeah.
I was like, you strike me as liberal, so
CNN would not. CNN would not ask me that question either.
yeah.
But I don't. I have not been on CNN. But
You're about to say Tom?
I don't remember what you're talking about.
Tommy?
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna say Tommy Lee just because I was thinking about that. That show's out. He had a big schlong.
Yeah, he's got
He had a nice boy.
a piece, but that thing's public.
Yeah, that's
You know
what I'm
what I mean?
saying. I'm just
I'm
not.
trying
You're
to think of a
asking,
story.
I think I'm just going to my go-to big dick.
Yeah. Got a quick little arsenal in the back there.
I can never get a peek at Kenny Chesney's because he would do rehab over at the Titans facility,
Yeah.
and
I would assume he doesn't have a big one.
you couldn't really tell zero ass. You know what I mean? Like he's got small legs.
Hamstrings,
and stuff.
hamstrings the calf.
Finally, I can talk about Kenny Chesney's ass.
Yeah. Here it is.
Doesn't have one.
We
Is that Sinatra right there?
this is Sinatra. Thank you for noticing.
Cool.
Because a lot of people say it's a young Elvis. I'm like, no, it's Sinatra's mugshot from like 36.
You a big Sinatra fan?
I do like Sinatra. I really do. I'm not a huge like Rat Pack guy, but That's Life, Something Stupid, My Way, and the way he conducted himself. I'm a big fan of that.
Okay, enough. Back to Kenny Chesney's. dick.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I couldn't really get a good look at his
Idiot.
piece, but he would go in the cold tub. Wouldn't last very long at all in the cold tub. One of those like dunk in. You think you're in the cold tub.
So what was going on? You were at the same working out at the same place?
Yeah,
He's
so
in the
when I-
Titans facility. He's really good friends with our head trainer, Todd Torricelli.
Shout out Todd. Don't forget.
He's
Shout out
pretty. He's
Todd.
pretty ripped, right?
Oh yeah,
So he's working out hard.
Yeah.
yeah, but
And you're-
he's small, bro.
Like how small?
Oh, like small. Like what?
Yeah,
what
like
how
James-
tall is
Like
Kenny
like
Chesney?
what? A quarter of an inch? Soft?
No. I'm talking.
We're
body
talking about
frame.
penises.
Okay.
See,
No, he's-
I didn't get a look. I didn't get a look at his, his thing, his wrench down low. I didn't get the peek of
Sounds
that.
to me
at all.
like it probably wouldn't be a wrench. You know those little tools where you put you turn the nail in. Probably one.
Like an Allen, like an
Yeah.
Allen key, like a what's it called? Allen wrench? Is that what they're called?
One of those short ones.
Allen key, and
Allen
they're like
key
the
is
little
more than a wrench.
L.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he got in the cold tub, and I'm just like, I mean, slender, man. Zero ass to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
That
you're kind of looking.
That
when
probably means small dick.
you would see him on all the like
Oh,
CD
no.
covers and stuff, and I was like in high school and stuff, and he's like a rip fucking country singer, and then you see him in person, and he's a small cat.
Yeah.
He like hurt his knee. The reason he was in there, he hurt his knee at a concert or something like that, and was getting rehab.
Oh, but you're a country singer. What do you need? I mean, what if you have a bad knee? Who gives a fuck? Is he dancing around?
Yeah, I guess he like did something and hurt his knee.
Oh, well,
I mean,
I gotta start training over there.
Do you do any training for
I don't, but
performance?
I saw myself with my shirt off the other night, and I think it's about that time.
Yeah.
It's time to get after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got that skinny guy thing where it's like you kind of probably could walk into any store and off the rack, you can be like, "Hey, just give me that," and you put that
Yeah,
on.
this is a Wrangler
You
shirt.
look good.
This Wrangler shirt is don't want to brag, but this is from Amazon.
Is it now?
You found that on Amazon.
Yeah, I just keep buying them.
What size are you?
I think a medium. I don't know. We got to talk to Bezos and double check.
Yeah.
Hey, Bezos, and speaking of the whole liberal thing, you had asked your fans to pre-cancel you.
Yeah, I
Would love to hear about that.
So I don't know if you guys. I assume you know enough about my music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That I'm like, we put out an album with these song titles and these lyrics. I'm gonna get fucking canceled. Let's just give him a fucking shot. Let's beat him to the punch. Cancelwheeler.com. We'll give you the album for free. Burn it on social media. Let's get out in front of it. Cancel me before because these people don't give a fuck what's actually on the record, you know?
Mhm.
So let's just give them a chance to cancel me without hearing it, you know? So just
Join the movement and pre-cancel Wheeler for his upcoming
I wanted to be the
record,
you know how
sex, drugs, and country
you know how
music.
You can pre-order an album. I wanted people to pre-cancel me, like cancel me before they even hear it,
Yeah.
just to prove my point that they don't give a fuck about them.
How did it do?
We killed it.
I love that.
Yeah,
You got
That's
canceled?
hilarious.
I got pre-canceled.
I fucking
I
love
got
that.
canceled before I opened my fucking mouth.
What are let's
Absolutely
bring
love
up
that.
bring up the titles to his music.
I mean, your classics. Fuck you, bitch. Eating pussy, kicking
Oh,
ass.
that fuck you, bitch, killed at the rhyme. I wish you guys had come to the rhyme the other night.
We didn't know you yet. We
Yeah.
haven't had this rapport we have now.
Yeah, I felt like we could have. I wish I'd known that you guys aren't this into dicks. I would have gotten you tickets.
Don't you have one about like aren't one of your songs called like something about like sucking dick or something like that?
No, it's eating pussy, kicking ass. And at
Thank
the
you.
end,
Thank you,
he
man.
brings the girl home, pulls the skirt up. Something was wrong.
Yeah, and I got. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So what did you do? So what did you do?
I sucked his dick and kicked his ass.
That's right.
What's
Mhm.
funny is Taylor actually put me on your music, and this was back.
I thought you were about to say what's funny is Taylor did that too.
Yeah, I'd have. But it was
But
like
you
2014 in
you
Broadway.
put me on those songs like it was like a couple years ago. I say it was a while
Yeah,
ago, right?
because there was a Tyler Merritt. He's from Wisconsin, good old country boy. He would always play your music. We went on. Who's the guy that sings "Cocaine Cowboys"? That's a great song. I forget who it was, but that was one. And we'd play your music before we had to practice. And just
Yeah, I heard a lot of NFL players are into Wheeler, but I haven't met him. I don't.
you are Wheeler.
But I'm saying I'm
Yeah,
talking.
yeah, you are.
Oh, you're
Wheeler.
speaking in the third
I
person,
mean, I haven't met the players.
right?
Yeah.
But the players are into
So when I
yourself.
say talk about my music, I talk about him the way Axel talks about Guns N' Roses and Axel.
Got
know?
you. Third person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that.
It's the way Sinatra does.
I love that.
I hear y'all are a fan of comp.
Heard y'all are a fan of comp. What's the deal? I do like the music though. Wait, so when you first get to Nashville, 2000, you look around and you say, I fucking hate all this country music. Or it's solid at that point.
Well, it was okay, and then it started getting real poppy.
At what point do you think it got too poppy when Taylor Swift jumped in? Do you think Taylor Swift was in country
I
music?
don't know that
That's
she,
what Taylor thought.
I
It
don't
got
know
too
if she
poppy.
was the reason because
I
I don't
Swift now.
consider her my competition. I was thinking more about like again Florida Georgia Line when they a lot
Little
of
Bay
these-
Town,
when they
the band
start-
Perry.
yeah, they started like adding. And listen, I love hip hop. You know, I love Snoop. I love Dr. Dre. I love old school shit. Run DMC. When they started like trying to rap in country,
Yeah.
Nelly was on every fucking song. Nothing against Nelly, but it's like it just sounded like shitty pop music. And I'm like, where'd the country go? It's just because you're wearing a cowboy hat don't mean it's country. If you're rapping with Nelly and you're a pussy, it ain't country music.
Yeah.
Nothing against your buddies in Florida Georgia line.
No. So here's my question to you, because I have issues with country. I don't have issues with country music, but I can see what you're saying from the standpoint of like it becoming poppy. Let's say Florida Georgia Line didn't have the title of country music or Western or anything on them. Would they still be a shitty band to you?
Well, but you're getting to my bigger issue is if they just called themselves pop, I probably wouldn't have an issue with
You wouldn't have an issue at all,
because
right?
I don't know who the shitty pop artists are.
Yeah.
I'm not in that world. But if my thing is calling it country
Mm-hmm.
and going to the CMAs and pretending that you're have anything to do with Willie and Waylon and all this shit, you know?
Yeah, but when Willie and Waylon and all them were on, when they were first coming up, people thought they weren't country. These guys are outlaw guys. They don't belong in country music, that type of thing. So one argument, and I'm not saying I disagree with you, but an argument
disagrees with you. Go ahead.
No,
No, he's making a good point.
Yeah, I think that as we progress through years and years and years, like the pop will come, and as pop gets more and more kind of flamboyant or whatever word you want to use, I think the highwaymen will start coming back, and it'll get more twangy again,
Well,
and it ebbs and flows.
I hope you're right.
Just like styles.
Yeah.
Like the way, like to me, and I get in retrospect easier to say, but to me, Waylon took country music and pushed it in a cool new direction.
Mhm.
And I get what you're saying. At that, if you were there at the time, it was probably like, this is fucking crazy. But I felt like he took it more like into like a rock and roll attitude,
Mhm.
a fuck the man attitude, where these guys had.
But
These
listen to what
guys have the
Like a rebellious.
the new guys have a please the man attitude, whatever gets me on the charts attitude.
Yeah.
Where those guys were like more like, I don't give a fuck if I'm on the radio or not. Don't play it. I don't give a fuck.
There's two issues with that statement. Not issues, but two things that come to mind. One, sorry for interrupting you. One is when you say you say Haggard.
Well, I was talking about Waylon and Willie.
Sorry. When
But
you say
Merle, too.
Waylon was doing a rock and roll, he was pushing it more towards rock and roll. I'm sure there's other people that are looking in the rock and roll world that are like, what the fuck are these guys doing? And people in country going, what the fuck? These guys are rock and roll bands. They're not, like you're saying, these guys are pop bands. These rockers are probably like, these guys are fucking country. They're not real country. They're not this.
I agree with you, but at the end of the day, I don't really give a fuck about genres. You know, good music's good music. I fuck like, what is Skinner? Are they country? Are they rock? To me, they fucking rock, but they're just a kick-ass Southern band. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, you'd almost wouldn't call
to me-
Skinner
to-
rock
to
or
me,
country.
There's two categories. There's good and bad. Waylon and Willie are good. All your friends are bad.
I think when you put it in that way, I think that makes a whole lot more sense.
But I think what you were saying is like, it's true though. It's like you still need the cats like you, the Willie, the Waylons, all that stuff, right?
Gotta have them.
Those rebels, they're going to come back around and they'll have a way to do it.
And that's the thing.
Because the please the man attitude is going to get big enough to where you need those motherfuckers to come back in it, right?
Well, that's the thing too. Is I mean, I guess I should be thankful because those guys make me look like I invented this shit, which I didn't. You know, like the more that shit gets big, the more like, you know, I don't know, the Tyler Childers and the
Love Tyler
Sturgill,
Childers.
Yeah.
Sturgills and that shit gets so big
It was unbelievable.
because it goes, we want the real shit.
Mm-hmm.
So it probably in its own way helps that shit too.
Mhm.
There's plenty of good music out there.
Coulter Wall, he's a young gun.
Coulter's fucking killer.
You got the boy from Canada?
Is he from Canada?
He is from Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's from
yeah.
Canada, right?
He's like,
the Blacktop. That's a song.
Yes,
I
bro.
love that
So
song.
funny. He's
great.
young.
And
Yeah, he's like 18 or he's not even 21 yet, right?
can I give you another guy's name who's really good?
I would love
A
to.
couple. I'll give you a couple. Ian No is killer. He's another Kentucky guy.
Will you
Ian
pull that
No.
up?
Yeah. And
Oh, he's only 20. Okay.
And the guy
I thought
opened
it was much longer. It was
guy
much
opened up for me the other
Oh,
night.
he's still
younger
in
than
high
that.
school, man. It's fucking
I listened
crazy.
to him sing though, and he really sounds like he's 45.
Yeah. Ian No.
You
Guy who
know?
opened up for me the other night, Joshua Ray Walker, is really fucking good. Ian's probably my favorite out there right now.
Joshua Ray Walker. Any relation
No
there?
relation, no. Now that's
Oh,
a country
yeah.
guy, tell me.
Yeah, he looks country.
Yeah.
He looks like he country and western.
He looks like Ben Hoffman.
Yeah, for real. R.I.P.
Yeah. Man, You guys missed that guy,
was
huh?
my
I
hit.
wish.
Well, I hear you back there, Jack.
So in your song
That's what I
Poon,
needed.
when you're shouting out Florida Georgia Line and Sam Hunt and Kelsey Ballerini, all these people, is that kind of like a clout chase, or you're just making good music?
I was just trying to say, fuck 'em.
Yeah,
And
or give me some.
Well, no, I wasn't trying to. I was trying to think of a word that was like, I wanted to say fuck you without saying fuck you. I just came up with the word poon. I don't know what it means really,
Yeah, Poon is pussy.
because I know what poon means, but in the way I'm using it, I'm not saying Florida Georgia Line, give me your pussy. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, give me that poon, and
Give me that pussy.
So the way I interpreted the song was, hey, give me your groupies. Let me get that.
that's not what I meant. I was just thinking about, I want to write a fuck you, and I want what is kind of taboo in country, which is naming names,
Mhm.
naming all these people names. To me, it was just a fuck you song. It felt like a fun way to say fuck you without saying, because it's not clever to just say each one of these guys fuck you.
Yeah.
It felt like give me that poon just felt like a new way of saying fuck you. It doesn't make sense, but to me in my head, which is messed up, it made sense.
Yeah.
Fuck you, give me that poon. Like whatever you got, just give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little beef, like creating some beef, a little beef track.
I don't think anyone got any beef. I will say Jake Owen reached out and said he appreciated the shout out, which means
Yeah, but Jake Owen sounds like a homie. And I know he's a handsome guy, which really pisses you off, but everything I've heard about him is he's like a cool guy that everyone likes to hang out with.
I don't know him that well, but he's always been nice to me. And
Right.
he was the only guy in the song who thought it was cool to be in the song, which I appreciated.
Yeah, that is.
I'm not trying to make enemies,
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time,
But
like
if you
when
draw
you're
a
in
line in the
business,
sand.
yeah, like
Yeah.
if you're like just in the business of entertainment, like
Yeah, and also if
you create something like that, you're gonna hopefully get some traction by fucking.
but also
going
it's
after a
kind of
couple
cool
guys.
to kind of have fun with it too,
Mhm.
It's kind of like what rappers do, right? Like Eminem and all those guys who like
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think I was trying
beef.
to bring some of that beef into country music, which they don't really have.
Yeah, going back
I
and
think
forth
some
at
of these
each other.
guys, don't you think there's some of these guys too fucking polite?
Yeah, man.
I think that goes for any genre of any music, though. There are people that kind of, but more country than anything else.
Yeah, country, I would say there's a lot more polite guys. Are you a fan of Morgan Wallen?
I dig his music. Of what I've heard. I am not gonna lie and say I could sing you every one of his tunes. But
Mm-hmm. But to me, he's somebody that's a little more the mainstream, but he also obviously has some good vocals.
He couldn't be more mainstream, right? Isn't he the hottest shit out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, his album did hit.
I mean, he's pretty big, but I mean, he's someone I listen to, I go, yeah. It's pretty obvious to me. I hear it pretty fast. When I hear it, I don't go, well, this is talentless shit. I hear it, I go, this is pretty good.
Mhm.
It's pretty. You can do it pretty fast. Like this guy's got it, or you don't. You know?
So when we first started this conversation, you're saying you came to Nashville in 2000 and you tried to make it in country music. Is there a point where you thought you haven't made it in country music? Because you have, 1.4 million listeners per month on Spotify. Like,
I felt like I wanted to make real country music, and then I started not censoring myself.
mhm.
And people started digging those songs. Like, what if I do a whole album of those songs? Now we're up to, how about 4 albums of those songs? And like I said, my goal was to sell out the Ryman,
Yeah.
which I did Friday night. So I'm like, now what the fuck? I guess now all I gotta do is I gotta bust with the boys. That's all that's left, right?
That's all that's left, man.
But so
It's
it's like,
as big as the Ryman, though, right?
but I got as big as I ever thought I'd be. So it's like, what the fuck do I do now? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to do now?
Like I
love
said,
that photo so much.
let's get this
I know,
let's
right?
get this fucking bus rolling.
I love that.
I'm trying to get I guess my next goal would be to get a dick that I could whip out in the NFL locker room.
You could be proud of.
Yeah.
Man,
Around the boys.
We've been in the league for 8-9 years. We still don't have dicks you can whip out and
Yeah,
be
it's
proud
not
of in
much-
there, you know?
That's the problem with dicks. What can you? There's not much you can do to.
Yeah.
I don't
can
think
do.
so. There's probably a couple surgeries.
They got
to
to
do, right?
The surgery can't really work. It probably
Well,
fucks your
if
dick
you
up.
can turn an innie into an outie,
Can you do that?
yeah, people go through like that transition all the time. Transgenders. People turn their
It's
penises
not
into
any
vaginas.
into an outie. That's any into a pussy.
That's
No,
what
that'd be
Audi is.
your dick. It would be
Innie is a pussy. Audi's a dick.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I
it's
guess.
just a fun way of saying that, like poon.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but my point is, if there's a doctor's listening, let's figure out this penis enlargement thing. Let's get it a little better.
Hey, what is this right here? Wheeler Walker Jr. invites Will Smith to the CMA Awards. A lot of face to slap.
And I saw him slap Chris Rock's face, and I got pissed me off. But then, first, obviously, it's fucking lame as shit. Control yourself, but also like, god damn it, I would love to see him at the CMAs just smack every one of those motherfuckers.
So you hated it, but you'd like to use him as a weapon.
My plan is, I think the next CMAs should be all jokes about his wife, and they just
you walking around. Where is this? You?
Oh, that's me protesting the Florida George Line exhibit. Yeah, they have a Florida George Line exhibit at the Country Music Hall of Fame. I didn't like him.
That's fucking hilarious.
It is funny as shit.
They called the cops too.
Have they said anything to you, Florida Georgia Line?
I don't really speak to them.
Have they ever spoken to you?
They have not. I've heard through the grapevine they're not fans, but
Just a guess.
Why would they not be fans?
because I say a lot of shit about them.
Now, what if Florida Georgia Line came to you and was like, hey, we should do a collaboration, a song together?
It's a good question.
Say, you two just keep fucking each other and leave me alone.
Hey, they're good dudes.
Well,
They're good dudes, man.
then make better fucking music.
The good dudes make better fucking music. Text him.
You know.
I can pull it out.
Oh, that is so funny. Was that earlier today? You really do wear the
No,
same
no.
outfits.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That was a month ago or something.
I'm about to text him and say, hey, listen.
No, I don't want to get my ass kicked. I'm stuck in a bus. Where am I going to go?
Oh,
You
but
think you wouldn't beat them in a fight?
There's two of them.
Yeah, but if there was like a one at a
Those
time
guys,
thing.
here's one of my.
If you and we gave you Will, and you guys were in like a tag team WWE type of matchup, you don't think you could
Here's
take
my
both of
issue
them?
with
we're
guys
whooping
like
those.
that is
You think so?
those guys need to spend less, because those guys are pretty ripped too. Those guys need to spend less time in the gym, more time working on their singing and their guitar playing and their songs. Is my note to them.
So stick to.
No, I'm
Stick to
just
the
saying
music.
they spend all their
Like not
time.
a football player,
Yeah, that's
or
what I
a
was
basketball
thinking.
player, stick the
football.
ball.
Stick
Yeah.
the ball. Stick to music. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Get a little chubby.
yeah, it wouldn't hurt. I'd listen to them if they were fat.
So it's not
They'd
about
be
the
able to write.
music.
They'd be able to write with that pain.
Yeah, it's probably if you're trying to imply that it's jealousy, maybe it is jealousy.
Mhm.
That's what fuels your fire.
But when I hear they're playing sold out Wrigley Field, which happened probably years ago, a hater would say, "You're just jealous." And the answer is, "Fuck yeah, I'm jealous. I'm not denying it. I'm just saying I think I'm better than them and I should sell out Wrigley Field." But they're on the radio, and there's a reason. I'm not dumb. I get why "fuck you, bitch" ain't on the radio.
Mhm.
I was gonna say
That's tough to
your
censor.
music might not be able to make the radio.
Yeah, and I have a song called "Which One of You Queers Gonna Suck My Dick." I realize why.
That's the song I was thinking of.
I realize why that's not on top 40 radio, but I still like singing it. So
Of all the songs you have, what song do you think could make top 40 radio?
my newest single's called "God Told Me to Fuck You," and I think it's my prettiest song I've ever done.
The prettiest song in what way?
It just sounds
Cleanest?
so pretty. No, it's
Yeah.
not the cleanest.
Have you heard the song, Take You for a Ride on My Big Green Tractor? We can go slow or make you go faster. Who sings that song? Jason Aldean sings that song. And I'm pretty sure the tractor is his dick in the song.
Well, that's the thing is,
If you listen to
here's
it.
the thing, those dudes are really into metaphors. My
Yeah.
thing is, it's 2022.
Yeah.
Why the fuck am I gonna do metaphors? for?
Poetry,
But
art.
no offense to the Big Green Tractor, that don't sound like poetry to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, I just don't feel like censoring myself, you know?
At what point did you start to think that way? Because I was told you I
Hell
was
of a question,
listening.
William.
I
Hell
was
of a
listening to you
question.
on Rogan, and you're like, I spent about 15 years with my dick in the dirt. When did you start?
I think I just snapped. I was sick of trying to please record company assholes, radio dudes. Fuck them all. I don't want to be on the fucking radio. I don't want to be on your fucking award show. I don't want to be on your fucking, I was going to say podcast, but this place is cool. I don't want to be on your fucking,
You don't want to be on
wanna-
that Bone
I don't want to
Bone
be on
Jones.
I don't want to be on
Bobby
the
Bones.
I don't want to be on the fucking red carpet. So I'll just do it my fucking way. And fuck all you motherfuckers.
Is that why you retained your music? At first, were you trying to get those label deals to where you probably wouldn't have owned
because
your
I
music?
thought that was the only way to do it. So then I was just like, I can just own my own music. I mean, that was my thing with the whole shit that went down with Morgan Wallen was like, I'm not saying it's gonna happen to me, but like, if you own your, I got no boss. He's got Universal. He's on Saturday Night Live. He's got a team of people, big time agents. All these. When you make you make a fuck up, then there's corporations who are gonna. I don't want to deal with no fucking corporations.
I think you'd do amazing on SNL. By the way,
I think I would too, but then you'd have to probably have to watch the show, and I don't want to sit through that shit.
No, you probably have to watch the show. You're an SNL guy. You strike me as a guy that enjoys skit like Mad TV back in the day or something like that.
I mean, it's fucking stupid.
Why is it stupid?
I mean,
You like South Park, don't you?
South Park's funny, but I just don't like the fucking like the topical like political like Biden's old. I get it. I don't need fucking 12 sketches about it. You know.
Yeah, that's true. I can agree with that. That's kind of like the main move now for the past eight or 12 years, right? Obama, Trump.
Yeah, I've never found that shit that funny. I mean, like a buddy of mine who was a big fan of mine, Norm Macdonald, really funny. I'll watch him.
R.I.P.
But there's 100%, but there's very few norms. There's no norms left on SNL. I don't have I have time for that shit.
Yeah, there's that is tough. I feel like when it comes to
Rob Dyrdek, Ridiculousness.
I do love Ridiculousness. When it comes to SNL, every new crew of cast members, everyone's like, oh, they weren't like the last ones.
That's probably fair, but I guess I'm just getting older. I just don't find it funny.
Yeah, you a big Belushi guy, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler guy?
Yeah, Chris Farley was probably my favorite. He was really
R.I.P.
Yeah, he was unbelievable, huh?
He was. Was there like a defining moment that made you switch to the whole getting for lack of a better term, like derogatory and raw with your music titles and everything else? You said you were sick of like pleasing and trying to get a label. Was there like a defining moment?
I think I don't know if there was probably when Garth was getting so big, I was just like, when it just hits, I'm just not going to be as big as fucking Garth. Why don't I get my own fucking lane and do what I want to fucking do? Because I always wanted to, like I said, I grew up on like, I always use the example of, I remember being I'm from Kentucky, being in my buddy's house in Kentucky. And me and my buddies were in one room listening to NWA, and their parents were down the hall listening to Waylon. And I went out to take a piss, and I was in the hall, and I heard the twang of the pedal steel of Waylon. I could still hear Ice Cube rapping. Like, it'd be kind of cool to hear these two. Like, they're both kind of badass music. Why can't Waylon sing what Ice Cube is singing? Why can't he say these words? You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
I mean, now we got this shit too. Is like, what's that song? Wet Ass Pussy.
Yeah, WAP.
You're like, why can't?
Song. It's good
why,
tune.
Why I like that too,
music video too.
Yeah,
that will.
You
but like,
it's pretty aggressive in the pants.
Where's the country artist who's gonna sing about wet ass pussy?
You.
Yeah. Well, they got to it fucking first.
But you dabble in that world.
What's weird is I had a song that I never recorded called Wet Pussy, and I should have I guess without them, it's probably not as good, but with a yodel to it, probably didn't work as well.
Why don't you redo that song? Same lyrics.
Now they'll think I was ripping them off. Oh, you mean you actually redo Wet Ass Pussy?
Redo, like do a remake in a country version, because I think that shit's hilarious. I'm not trying to turn you into Weird Al Yankovic by any means. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's hilarious when like a punk rock band does a country song, like a hardcore band does like a country song or like a alternative song. Like when genres mix.
Maybe I'll do Wet Ass. Maybe on my next show. I don't know what I'm playing next. I think somewhere in Arkansas maybe. But yeah, maybe we'll ask the band. That'd be a fun call. Hey guys, tell the band, can you get Wet Ass Pussy ready for the next show?
Mm-hmm.
Would you take your clothes off and start dancing?
I'd do it anyway. Yeah.
I love.
You take your clothes off during a show? What if I was?
I'm not joking. I heard there was some fucking at the Ryman Thursday night at my show.
You're not kidding.
I'm not kidding. A few buddies of mine. One said that somebody was fucking in the aisles, and someone else said there was fucking in the bathroom.
What song do you think led to that? Which song?
I gotta assume eating pussy kicking ass.
Yeah.
But I also heard that we set a beer record at the Ryman, which is a hell of a thing. Because what's that thing? 140 years old.
That's old.
Yeah. I'm very proud of that. So thank you to all the beer drinkers.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, that's the record I always talk about. Records I want. I don't want a gold record. Although fuck you, bitch, just went gold.
I'll give you one right there.
Go.
There you go, Bob.
I don't want gold records. I want to set beer record.
Beer records.
I set the beer record at the Rhyme, and you can't take that away from me.
That's yours now.
Well, somebody, yeah,
Managers out there, let's make a plaque for that.
somebody might break that down. Now that's a new goal.
No, ain't nobody breaking what we did.
I think if we played the Ryman, we would break that record. Our tier ones roll so deep.
You ain't seen beer drinkers like Wheeler fans.
That could be true.
Yeah, when he brought up Arkansas, you got to know. Ain't a whole lot to do in Arkansas.
Where are you from?
From Arizona.
I'm Missouri.
Yeah. Good luck.
I know.
What does that mean as far as like getting a crew to drink more beer?
Yeah, just you ain't. Let's put it this way: you ain't got what I got.
Well, you don't think Missouri can hang in the beer drinking?
Well,
me personally, I would agree with that, but I'm telling you,
K3, stand up.
Yeah.
There's some beer drinkers in Missouri now.
I'm not saying there ain't beer drinkers, but you want to try to you're gonna stand up there with the microphone on a bus and beat my beer record?
You never fucking know.
I think we could play music and
if we
beat a
get in
beer
the heart
record.
of Missouri, we might.
You can't even hold your own in the dick category in the NFL. How are you gonna set the beer record?
Well, I didn't say I can't hold my own. I just,
And obviously, two totally different
Like devil's
categories.
advocate.
How'd you do in math? Horrible. How'd you do in geometry?
horrible.
Every subject I did bad, but
Those are both maths. How do you do in history? You know what I'm saying? We might do history. You know what I'm saying? Math is the
How'd you
dick.
do in geometry? How'd you do in trigonometry?
Yeah.
Algebra, motherfucker.
You get it? We could do this.
yeah, now we're going at it like we're fucking scuffling here, but I don't want that. You guys are cool.
But whenever I'm feeling drain, Will, you know what I do instead? I go to my bathroom. I open the drawer.
What do you do? Hey, tell me about what you do.
I
in
go
that
to
drawer.
my bathroom.
Yeah.
I open the drawer
What do you
and
see?
I take out Duke Cannon dry ice and I put it on my armpits. Because when I get mad, your boy gets warm. When you get warm, precipitation.
Yep.
Precipitation really fucking bothers me.
It does.
So what offsets the precipitation?
Tell
That
us.
cooling AC unit type deal. If I were to just run through like this in the Antarctic,
What's crazy is you have no sweat stains. We've been on this bus for 3 hours.
it's insane.
Yeah.
Right? Boom. Dry ice. Amazing, amazing stuff that these people are doing. You go to their Instagram, you see all this stuff on Instagram, you're gonna be like, yo, this is not shampoo and conditioning stuff. This is just dudes being funny as fuck. Duke Cannon. It's not for clowns. Number one. Number two, that's about it. Check out Duke Cannon at any Target or DukeCannon.com and use code Bussin for 15% off your first order.
And let me tell you.
No? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and let me tell you, because don't sleep on that cologne. Whether
Oh,
it's
yeah, that cologne is solid.
cologne that you rub on your wrist
Yeah.
and your neck, or you got that spray. What is it called? Jack Sandalwood? Is it Sandalwood?
Yeah, that's a
the
nice
fire
one.
shit. But yeah, what Taylor said, 15% off from the boys to you. Happy Father's Day.
And I would have probably remembered to say that if I wasn't just boiling a second ago.
He's a Kentucky guy.
I know, he told me. I said something about Michigan because I'd never go there.
Because I wanted those Jordans.
I have no idea what
I want-
Kentucky did to
I wanted those
Immediately
I wanted those
abrasive, dude.
Jordans, and you said they were Michigan Jordans. And
That's right. That's exactly what that was.
And those Jordans are probably worth probably a fucking grand. I said no to them. They got the fucking Michigan colors on.
No, there was they don't all have Michigan colors on them, right? Some of them are just regular Jordans. Michigan's just sponsored by Jordan.
What's that?
Michigan's just sponsored by Jordan.
Are they? Well,
Yeah,
then,
so we
you know
went
what?
in.
I'll take those Jordans. Then. I'll take
Hey,
What
it's-
happened to
offers
Kentucky
passed, offers passed.
basketball?
Kentucky basketball, not our best year. We lost but it was a powerhouse team that beat us.
Powerhouse. Wasn't it a 15 seed?
St. Peter's, man, the best team out there.
Yeah, they were pretty unreal. That kid with the mustache, what was
We're
his
the
name?
Cinderella story.
Craig, Doug. I mess with Doug.
Now, here's what I was saying to him before was like, do you think it's a coincidence? It's a serious sports question. After all Kentucky basketball's been through, the first time we ever lose to a 15 seed is the first year they pay players. It feels weird to me.
Mm.
You know, I'm wondering if there's some kind of correlation, like is the players not give a shit as much now that they're getting money? It just seems weird to me. Like I said, our worst year ever is the first year they got money in their pockets.
What about North Carolina?
Worst year ever. I mean, you guys were a 2 seed. It's not like you had the worst
Well,
year.
Yeah, but the only thing that really matters, you just got to get in the.
Right,
You just
they
gotta
lost.
get in,
Losing
right?
to a 15 seed.
Losing the first round is the worst year ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the worst. I would say that's the worst loss in Kentucky basketball history.
I would say if that was the case, you have a serious culture issue out there at Kentucky basketball. Serious issue.
Well, I think they've always had kind of an issue. But go ahead. I want to hear more about.
I think North Carolina did well, right?
Duke.
Duke
All
did
the
very
big
well.
schools did well. I'm just looking for an excuse.
Michigan did very
Yeah.
well. Yeah, no, but
Very
I
clear.
think that's the fun part about being a fan is if things don't go your way, any kind of
Holding
string you
calls,
can pull.
referees.
Yeah, that night
the
I was
game.
looking up, I was like arguing with my friends how St. Peter's actually is a powerhouse school,
So why? So you just grew up in Kentucky? So you're loyal
Yeah, I
to
mean,
Kentucky?
that's all you got. What am I do? Root for the football team?
No, definitely not root
I
for
was
them.
telling you that
They were actually kind of decent last year, right? Or 2 years
they were
ago?
kind of decent.
Well, here's the thing with Kentucky football, and I've been through it every fucking year. A lot of Kentucky guys in country music, and man, can you believe it? We're 6-1. I was like, talk to me in 3 months. We're gonna be 6-8. It happens every fucking year. We start out, we fucking kick, EKU's ass and Morehead State and all these.
Yeah.
Then all these fuckers forget we got Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and they come to me a few months later. Yeah, okay, we stink. We start out strong playing these pussies, and then the real teams come along and we fucking blow it.
What do you think Kentucky's got to do to make it back? Or make it two?
I don't know.
Prominence.
I honestly think it's kind of a. Where'd you go to school?
I went to Michigan.
Oh,
Willie Boy went to Nebraska.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a cultural thing where it's just like all the focus is on basketball. So it's just like a great football player is not going to go play at Kentucky because
They're a basketball school.
They've had great players, though. They've had
because
great players.
because the
Yeah.
basketball players getting all the pussy,
Yeah.
I don't know,
That's a good
because
point.
Michigan, I don't think it is a good
Michigan's,
point.
I would say, is a pretty good example of a school that does pretty damn good at both.
And they have hockey, too. They do great in hockey. They're
Oh,
they're
man,
pretty
don't
good
get me started about
gymnastics.
college hockey.
You like college hockey?
Oh, I've never watched a college.
Have you been to the
Don't
national
get
the
me
Preds games
started
around
on
here?
college
Yeah.
hockey.
They're incredible. Hockey is the most fun
No,
sport to watch
I was
in
joking
person.
about college hockey.
I love college hockey.
Is it seriously good?
I think it's a blast. It depends on the school you go to. Yeah, you talk about beer drinking.
How's Kentucky? Does Kentucky have
They probably have a club team. Like
oh,
yeah,
shit.
Tennessee. We were in Tennessee earlier this week in Knoxville, and they had a club hockey team. Shout out them, by the way. Of All's Ice. They gave us jerseys. That was pretty cool of them. Yeah, Pride of Kentucky. Yeah, they got a hockey squad.
I'm not growing up there. I don't even remember a rink or anything.
Yeah, they're kind of like hidden little, kind of like warehouses.
I think we got
sometimes.
we got a minor league hockey team. I swear,
Oh, really?
in Lexington. I think.
Check if
I
there's
have no
a.
clue about
There
it.
might be. So there might be. There's a bunch of minor league teams everywhere.
Look it up.
Did he say he watched the Preds?
Look
yeah,
it
no, I'm a
up.
Preds fan, but I mean, I thought Thoroughblades. Yeah, you don't know the Thoroughblades?
Let me see- let me see the-
Thoroughblades, man. Them
I want to see
Kentucky
their logo. I might
Thoroughblades.
want one of them jerseys. Yeah, they go fucking hard. The Thoroughblades.
Yeah. Who are they a
Oh.
farm team for?
Yeah, it's kind of obvious with the uniforms.
Are you is basketball
Oh
your
no,
favorite
because
sport?
that looks like
by
Anaheim,
far,
right?
yeah.
Anaheim Ducks.
Basketball is by far
Yeah, not even close. Yeah, because when you grew up in Kentucky,
Kentucky
that's
basketball.
all you got.
Who's do you watch NBA?
I do watch NBA. Yeah.
Who's your team there?
I don't know that I have a team because I tend to root for the Kentucky players in the NBA. I'd like Anthony Davis to get healthy. I'd love to see him play more than 10 games a year with LeBron. Would be cool to watch.
Yeah.
They didn't even make the playoffs.
Save
this
that
year.
Yeah, that was
Unibrow.
embarrassing. But like, I saw Anthony Davis play in college. Like I went to a game and I was like, this dude's a different cat. He was 7 feet tall, making threes, couldn't miss a free throw, and he's good and he's loaded, but maybe just that frame is hard to keep healthy. I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't watch NBA until it gets like playoff time. Now that it's in the playoffs, I like watch.
Who do you think? I need some catch up. Who do you think who's the good teams this year?
I don't know. Don't know the.
No,
good
I don't
teams.
know shit about basketball.
LeBron's not in the playoffs. I'm kind of not watching.
But the numbers are gonna go way down this year.
Yeah,
Way down.
and it seems like teams are a lot more even now. Is that fair to say? Any NBA guys in here? Jack, I know you're a basketball player, intramural.
I mean, I don't know. Last night,
You're the mic.
the Celtics and who was
Celtics-
it?
That was a fun game to
The
watch.
Nets, yeah.
Celtics are good
Nets?
this year.
And the Nets were the 8 seed, I believe, and Celtics are 2. And
So,
all of a
hold
sudden-
on one sec. Kyrie can play all the games now, right?
Correct. And
Yeah.
he went off last night. He had
was
an incredible
balling.
game.
He
But
was giving the finger to fans
yeah.
too.
Jason Tatum ended up hitting a layup with the at the buzzer to
Yes.
end it. So they beat him by a point. But
Yeah, I like
eight
I like
seed
the
versus
Nets.
2 seed. It was, I guess you could say people
they
were
were
pretty
7.
even.
I think that there needs to be some more Southern. I guess we got the Grizzlies, but Nashville needs an NBA team. How fun would that be?
I think if that's gonna happen, Memphis has got to move to
That's what I'm
Nashville.
saying is like it's too close.
Because Memphis is pretty good.
I think Memphis
Yeah.
is good this year. I think they pulled the trigger on Memphis too fast. Memphis, they should have waited till Nashville became what it is now.
Yeah,
Nashville would have gotten that team.
They need an MLB team.
They do need that.
Nashville could really use everything.
Yeah.
The size it is now, man. I went downtown this weekend, obviously to play the Ryman, but Jesus Christ, it's fucking madhouse down there.
What do you think of Nashville now from back when you moved here in 2000?
I don't know. Like I had a lot of friends who are getting out, because
Moving away.
yeah, everyone's leaving because it's just like
Mm.
we moved here. When I was moved, and I used to come here all the time in the 80s, 90s when I was a little kid. I had a lot of family here. I don't remember it being that much bigger of a town than my towns in Kentucky. And now it feels like, and I fucking hate LA. I have to go out there to do ridiculousness and bullshit like that. But
It's a great show though. Ridiculousness.
Yeah, and it
runs MTV.
Yeah, and then I go do it, and it's like, is it worth it? And Rob Dyrdek goes, yeah, we'll probably run it about 90 times. So I guess it's worth my time.
Yeah.
But it's like, this has turned into fucking LA,
How many times you been on Ridiculousness?
It's my second time.
Yeah, but Ridiculousness, if you go on MTV, when it used to be, and we've had this conversation before, they used to have Next and Room Raiders and all these different TV shows, along with the music videos, and now really all they got is Ridiculousness.
No, it
Yeah,
really
he's
is. It's
fucking crushing.
Ridiculousness TV.
Yeah, and it's just like all day, that's what they run. And so when he's saying it runs 90 times, so you get a check every single time they run it.
It's not that I get a check. It's like,
You get a check, you get a little pays.
I mean, I could. My manager's here. No one's sending me that check. But I'm saying, like, as far as it's the only mainstream show that'll have me on.
Yeah,
And as far as mainstream shows,
we're pretty mainstream.
it's pretty good that the one show that'll have me on airs my episode 90 fucking times a day.
Yeah.
You let it rip on the show like you
Oh
do
my
on the
God.
bus?
I finally watched it the other night, my new episode. I couldn't hear a word. It was just fucking bleeps nonstop. That's all it
Oh,
was.
really?
Because Rob Dyrdek comes up to me before. He's like, just go for it. I wish I'd known that it would be, because it's not as cool or fun if it's just all bleep. They're like, what do you think about that clip? And it's just like bleep, 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 bleep.
Yeah.
It's just not that fun.
What do you think of Rob Dyrdek? He seems like he's got his shit together.
Genius.
I think you're right. I think he's a fucking genius. And my little conversation I've had with him, what I know about him is he seems like he's got something I wish I had. He's just like a business fucking
Yeah.
genius and knows he's making. When I go do that show, you know how many of those he does in a fucking day?
A lot. Because he compiles it to where he only spends like 30% of time working.
Well, the day I was there, I
He's
think they
super scheduled, right?
Yeah.
I think I was there like a month or two ago. He must have shot 20 shows that day.
Yeah, he's like,
And 20 episodes, that's 2 months of episodes.
yeah, he's dialed like as far as scheduling.
And
Like, I've been getting-
I don't think he did a take two ever. He's just like going.
Really?
yeah, he's like a genius, bro. I've been getting into his stuff. Like he's on
But I saw some
stuff starting to go on like Instagram now, and
I
I'm
saw a
starting to get into
clip
his
of
pod.
him
Like, he's
explaining
like,
that he was like, he demanded a piece of the advertising on the show or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that, what was the clip I saw where he was like, before he got the show, he was a skater or something, right?
oh yeah,
He started a DC shoe company,
So anyway, but he
done a lot
went
of
to all,
shit.
he went to all his companies.
right? He started DC. Am I right by saying that?
He
I think he started DC.
he went to
shoe
all
company.
the companies he had sponsorships with before his show aired because he knew he was going to get big. So he went, I want less money and a bigger percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And then now he's fucking low because he knew that being on the
Loaded.
show would
and doing when he stood up Fantasy Factory, he knew like because this was a clip I saw recently too. He knew all of his brands were going to really benefit being on like the
and he
show
would wear the
Fantasy
shoes
Factory.
on the show.
Anyway. And everything kind of took off. He's insightful to listen to. I like him a lot. I loved him back when he did Fantasy Factory. Like he would do stuff, and I was like, man,
Robin
it'd
Big,
be,
yeah.
it'd be so sick to have like a Fantasy Factory, which crazy because we got a little warehouse now. We
got a
kinda
little
got our
deal
own
going
we
right
got our
now,
own little
yeah.
deal. But You always loved him
This
back
bus
then.
is a fantasy factory.
Yeah.
You like this? You really like this bus,
I
huh?
dig it. Yeah.
It's cool. I used to travel around in different NASCAR places, but I really like. I think Rob, the way Brandon Schaub talks about him, kind of you see him the way he operates and stuff like that.
Check him out on Instagram. Not
He's
to
like
give him
that?
a nice little plug there.
Yeah.
But check him out on Instagram. His stuff is actually
Any more
really
nice
cool.
things you want to say about the guy who's not here?
I mean,
What else could you say? He's probably got a piece on him.
You think so?
Nah, I don't. I don't think he's got a piece on him. You look at skaters and it's like Bam Margera, no. Him, no. Bucky Lasek, maybe.
Yeah, I guess
You know,
they-
Tony Hawk's got a
Tony Hawk's got a fucking anaconda on
Yes,
him, dude.
dude.
You know that's a fact.
What's that?
That's a fact.
I don't think it's a fact, but I think you
Assuming.
just look at him.
If you look at guys' features,
those
and
tall-
they're
those
Super tall, real
those
big
tall-
hands.
Those tall, lanky guys. Yeah.
lanky, he's got big nose, like you know, he's got a fucking.
Yeah, I
I
don't-
Can I ask you guys a question?
Go ahead.
The biggest dick in the NFL you've seen?
The one that I've seen, and I've said it on this podcast a few times, but Amir Abdullah is probably the biggest I've seen in person.
Give me like a number.
I don't know if I got a number or something. You look at it and you kind of quickly look at it away out of
Yeah.
fear, right? Out of
Fear.
respect.
Yeah, that's what.
Uh-huh.
It's like a respectful fear. It's like that motherfucker has got it. I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
Just a pause on the pocket. Yeah.
Does the guy strap it down before the games? You think?
You got to do something. It definitely like,
Because it's not gonna fit in that little thing.
right. To me, it definitely
You think
leans.
it's
on
going
one of
down
the
like
sides a
it's
little
in his
bit.
sock?
Wouldn't that just be something? For me, it'd be Bernard Pollard. I think he just he was my rookie year as a safety. And I don't think it was the biggest one I've ever seen, but he definitely had that thing out all
The
the time.
prettiest.
Yeah, it was a very handsome boy.
Yeah.
It was a very handsome boy.
To me, it's just crazy. It's like, what do you do with
You
it?
had a glow in your eye when
What's
you said
crazy to me,
You see, he's definitely reminiscing.
what's
on it.
really like blown me away in how this podcast is trying to change my life is like there's zero like flinch when it's like penises. What do you think? And in my head, I start going through my Rolodex of cocks. You know what I'm saying?
that. No,
Here we are.
We all got it, man.
Yeah, everyone's got that Rolodex.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a
I
piece
wish
on
I
him.
knew more guys with big dicks. All my friends have got the fucking tiny dick.
Really?
Like who?
That's tough. I'm sorry,
I
bud.
don't want to name their names, but you
You
know,
want to put him out there like
Yeah.
a manager.
I'm a manager.
Mark. His
I
name
don't
Mark.
think you really necessarily
It can
need a
bear-
big penis.
But
I
it
mean,
can barely fit in my fucking mouth. I barely feel it.
you can barely feel it.
Yeah. It's like a
God, that's tough. What do you
raisin.
what do you think? What do you think about like you said your music? Like you got as famous as you ever want to get. Like, is there an expiration date on this music thing for you? Where you're like, hey, I'm good on this.
Probably because I don't. There's only so. I mean, I'm starting to get sick of hitting the road. I love making records. I'll probably make records for a while,
Yeah.
and I can, because I own my music, I can actually do okay, just making records and not having to play as many shows. But I don't know how much longer I'll be playing shows, just because it's a cool bus. But would you want to live in here? You know?
I could live in here.
Okay, so that didn't help my argument, but yeah.
I know that was tough. It was tough
Well,
for
how
me.
long have you been on the road, like on a bus?
God, I mean, my first tour was. We're hitting that 10-year mark.
Yeah, that'd be a long. Like, think if you had to be on the.
I mean, everybody you talk to in the music world, when we're talking to Midland or you talk to the Florida Georgia Line guys or anybody really, it's like touring is kind of the most grinding.
Yeah, and
thing you do.
I've talked to buddies who at the peak who are like, man, who got like private planes and their own bus, and they're like, man, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And even like, I'm like, you got a private plane? He's like, yeah, but then I got to leave the house, and it's like, you know, no matter what level you get to, they're bitching about it.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
You know, what's wild too is that's a good point because there's got to be something inside you that you get so used to everything that eventually it just doesn't even fucking.
Well, does that happen
Matter anymore.
with like away games? Are you just like, do you think of them the same as?
Think about it. You only travel 8 a year.
But even then, are you like, fuck? I wish it was a home game. I don't want to get on the
Oh,
plane.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's an issue.
Unless you're like maybe unless it's a huge like
Playoff
nationally
game.
televised game or something, Thursday night football, Monday night football, and it's a big rivalry or something like that.
Well, to get to my bigger point, did it feel less so when you were younger? Was it like more exciting to get on the plane and go to?
Oh yeah, when you're younger,
Yeah,
it's way more
That's
exciting.
kind of what I'm
Yeah.
getting at. Yeah.
Yeah, being older now, you wish every game was like a home game.
Yeah,
you wish
totally.
every game was a home game, and you wish every game was a
That's
new
after
game.
playing the Ryman. I kind of wanted to talk to my people. Like, how about we do 3 weeks at the Ryman every year, and that's my tour. That way I can sleep in my bed. you know?
Yeah. Dude, it's so much better that way. And then, like I was saying, the noon games, when you play at noon, which Tennessee would always gets all the noon games because
Yeah.
Tennessee wouldn't get much love on the national level. But bro, you'd be done playing and back at home, hanging with the fam, grilling burgers and hot dogs at like 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, that was something.
Watching the rest of the game.
That was something I never.
Like you had another off
I
day.
never thought I'd be into, but so I did a tour with Kid Rock, and we opened up.
Shut up, Bob.
Hey, you're not supposed to say his real name on here.
Oh.
Why not?
I'm just joking. So
Like Voldemort or something.
well, so I was like, do I want to open up shows? And then after about a month of getting done at 8, it was kind of nice, you know.
Yeah.
Like I'm used to getting done about 1 a.m, midnight. But going on tour with him for a couple months and getting done at 8 o'clock every night.
What's it like touring with him, with a guy like Kid Rock?
It was cool. He was just, you know, laid back dude. It's kind of what you want in a tour is crazy fans going crazy. He's chill backstage, you know, and he takes care of his crew, you know. Probably the best food I've ever had touring was touring with him.
That's what you mean by like takes care of his crew, like all this stuff.
Yeah, and like the us being openers, I thought we'd just be shit on. We had we had great fucking food, took good care of us, great crowds.
Wheeler, Brantley Gilbert in there too, huh? Seems like Brantley and Jelly Roll about to do a song together, or they have done a song together.
Yeah, the one that he said.
He knows the songs that aren't even out yet.
Jelly, man, Jelly's our boy. I don't even know if I can say that though. We should
Jelly
probably
is.
ask Jelly if that's okay that we said that.
Jelly is our boy, and he's somebody who also owns his music. He was kind of
Owns
putting
all
us
of his
on
music.
game with these people who sell their souls to people with labels, and it was kind of like
Yeah, I think we're past that now. I mean, what do you need a label for? To help you upload it to Spotify? What does that take? 2 minutes?
Do you think it's going to go to where everybody's owning their own music?
Yes, yes and no, because there's people like, you know, the Taylor Swifts and Adeles and the
Beavers.
who need the giant machine, who need millions of dollars and need the billboards in Times Square and all that bullshit and need commercials during the Grammys. I just don't need the people. I think there's going to be more of it, but I think there's still going to be the stars who need the giant corporations.
I don't think it's a need, it's a want, right? You don't need that stuff at the end of the day.
Want all that infrastructure help?
I'm sure it'd feel good if you saw Wheeler Walker Jr. billboard right in the middle of Times Square.
Well,
You're doing one of these.
It'd be cool, but the price I would have to pay for that, like I said, I don't want a boss. What you have to, if I had a billboard in Times Square, yeah, it'd be cool. But then I'm sitting at home chilling, and they go, "You're leaving for tour tomorrow." I say, "Fuck you," and they go, "We just spent $1 million on a fucking." Then you got a boss.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, "We paid for the billboard. We paid for all this shit. You do what we fucking say you do." Right now, someone says I gotta do something. I say, "Fuck you." I got no one to answer to. I don't want to answer to anybody.
How many times you say "fuck you" to Mark?
I've only seen him for like 10 minutes so far today. It's like 40 times today.
Is Wheeler tough to work with, Mark?
Oh, he's great.
Oh, he's great the whole time.
Well,
yeah. There's a mic, Mark.
He's the artist who knows what he wants. Rarity, so
yeah, and I will say, Mark, a manager is not your boss. A manager is someone who works with you.
Should have kind of guidelines. Probably should do
Yeah, but
this.
also in theory, right? No offense, but Mark works for me. You know.
No, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, so my manager works for me. He's not my boss. I don't want any bosses. That's
Right.
kind of my rule. When I used to work, I was a farmhand in Kentucky. I had a lot of bosses doing that, and I remember my last day shoveling shit. It's like, no more bosses. I'm gonna figure out a way to pay my fucking bills without having a fucking boss. You know. Yeah, I mean, you guys can't. There's no such thing as an independent NFL player, but if there was, I'm sure you guys would sign up.
Yeah, I'd probably sign up for that. Maybe.
There's truly zero way of being an independent.
But you also, but you
like we're sitting here trying to think about it. Oh, maybe I would.
But you get
no way to even do it.
you get paid well for it. So
You see how well I jumped into that though? Yeah, I probably would do that. That's a good deal.
So I'm thinking.
Meanwhile, there's no fucking chance you could even figure that out.
We are independent contractors, but at the same
I guess
time,
the only way
we
you
got
would do it
bosses.
is if you had somebody start some new league or something, you know.
Yeah, but even in the league then, like what you do, okay, hey, be at this
Yeah.
team meeting at 6 a.m. if you want. You know, like,
Like, no,
no.
you guys fucking work for me.
Yeah,
There's a game scheduled. What do you want us to, like, hey, you guys work for me.
right.
There's like 50 other guys saying the same
Yeah,
thing.
there's
It's
no real
definitely-
metaphor,
Yeah.
because it's like
Yeah.
there's no world where the coach goes, go in. You're like, yeah, just not feeling it right now,
Yeah.
coach.
Did you know? This is a stat, boys. 52% of men will experience ED in their lifetime. That is erectile dysfunction. Let that sink in for a moment.
More than half.
2%. More men experience ED than don't. But even though it's so common, many men are ashamed of having ED. There's
Why?
nothing to be ashamed about.
None.
Roman is a platform that allows you to be evaluated, diagnosed, and receive treatment all from the comfort of your own home.
You feel down, get up.
Privacy, boys. The initial online visit and all follow-ups are free.
Free.
It's always free 2-day shipping from the boys, and the ED treatment starts at just $2 a dose. The Roman platform utilizes U.S. licensed, Taylor, you hear that? U.S. licensed medical professionals and provides
Sounds
effective
official.
FDA-approved treatments for ED. Start your online visit and receive $15 off your first order of ED treatment when you go to getroman.com/Bussin' Boys. There's a straightforward way to take care of your ED. Getroman.com/Bussin' Boys. I was more so asking Mark just because even though he does work for you, it's like one of those things where maybe he's going out with his boys later at night, like, fucking Wheeler, he was a
Well, he's
the
not going to
fucking
say it
head
right
case
now,
to
but
me.
I do think I'm not. I think I'm fine. Yeah, I'm not an ass. I mean,
That was
Hey,
a,
that's-
that was a
that's
tough,
the-
that was a
that's the-
tough yeah to
yeah.
hear.
When you
Yeah,
get a
yeah.
double yeah. Like there's some, okay, we got a little.
Something's
no,
going down.
But
fluffing
I'm
it
a
a little
pain in
bit.
the ass sometimes because I know what I want. I want people to get it done,
Mm.
you know. But
do you
overall, I
want?
think I want my fucking beer in my dressing room before the show, and I want the fucking refrigerator to be fucking closed. When I get backstage at the Ryman, the refrigerator, we stocked your fridge full of beer. I see it, but the refrigerator's open. The beer's warm, you stupid motherfuckers. Like when was that something I had to specify? Close the refrigerator? I know it's not Mark's fault, but come on, man. I'm fucking Wheeler Walker Jr. Close the fridge. Jesus Christ. It's on my rider. You know, I get to, put, and I specified the beer, specified the liquor, everything. Get back there. Here's everything you wanted. I see the fridge just wide open.
Mm.
Like, oh shit, did I forget to tell him to close the fridge? How much instructions you fuckers need?
Love that.
Hey, that's hard.
Yeah.
Mark, that had to be tough for you to hear right there, sitting there.
You ask him, what do you want? He just goes back to
Also,
a night
Yeah,
that
but
Mark
he-
pissed him
That's
off.
what he wanted. You just see, like, he has glasses on, but you just tell he's like, what do I want? That's what I want.
Yeah.
You gotta give it
Yeah,
to
I want
us.
people, like the whole, do you know the story about the Van Halen with the the thing, no red M&Ms in the
No.
ride?
Yeah, I did hear about that.
So Van Halen's thing was they had a rider and they want M&Ms, no red M&Ms. Do you know?
I think it was
I think
yellow.
it'd be in the person having the
Yellow.
jello.
It was
Okay,
yellow
let's
M&Ms.
say it's yellow, and
Yeah.
you're probably right. But do you know why they did it?
No.
No
No,
brown,
brown
M&Ms.
M&Ms. We're both wrong.
But do you know why they did it? Because it was
yes. Oh, hold on.
It was
Let him guess. Let him guess.
Yeah, let me guess. There was
You got it.
so Van Halen would do that to the people he worked with to show how much detail they would actually
Yeah.
follow. It had nothing to do with the brown M&Ms. It actually had everything to do with like
smart. What they did was they
Yeah.
would show up if there's brown M&Ms. They go, they didn't read the shit.
yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So
Hey,
they,
good shit.
They weren't divas enough that they don't like eat brown M&Ms. It just became this thing known about
Like a
what
joke.
but they became known as Van Halen. These fucking divas, man. They won't eat the brown M&Ms. What they were doing was making sure the people were listening to what they're fucking.
Hmm.
That's
asking
smart.
for.
Coaches do that.
Do they really?
I don't know. Was it Hazlitt? I had a position coach that would have like a dollar amount or a couple obvious misspellings in his notes. And so when you'd meet with him at nighttime before a game, he would bring it up and he would, call out a player.
To see if
See
you
if they
catch
were
it.
actually,
Yeah.
see if
Yeah.
they actually studied their notes.
That's a good deal. That's what
Hey,
happened
you got a chance
to
win, you got a chance. Will, you got a chance to win money tonight. How much money? What dollar amount did I put at the end of the notes? And so I'd have to know, and he would know based on if I knew it or not.
but you would know.
The Van Halen of coaching.
The Van Halen. of
Yeah, they
coaching.
did that too. What was that? Jamarcus Russell, right? With the Raiders? They would give him a tape.
Oh, that's
They
right.
would give him a tape and be like, hey, go watch this film. And that was when it was like cassette tapes or VHS tapes. And then he would go and put it in and he'd come back the next day and they'd be like, hey, did you watch it? He goes, yeah, they had a lot of cover 2, cover 3, blah, blah, blah. The tapes were empty. There was nothing in the tapes at all.
Whoops.
And so he never even
What-
put
what-
this shit
what-
He was a
in.
first round quarterback.
What did he
First
make
round.
a year?
Massive bust. I don't know.
He made a lot of money, but massive bust. He got
Millions
him up out of
dollars.
there pretty quickly.
10 million a year, whatever it is. You got.
I don't think it was that much, but he definitely made.
His claim to fame was essentially what, throwing 70 yards from his knees or something.
You could throw like
That
that.
was like his claim to fame, right? Like,
As
oh
a-
shit, he could throw it. Crazy.
Yeah, so signed a 6-year, $61
Yeah,
million
I made-
deal.
I
It was
made-
literally 10 a year.
I made 70.
I don't think it was that much.
I made 70 mil, and I'm on my knees all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's a weird thing for an athlete. Be like, yeah, I can do this from my knees. It's like, it don't really matter.
Yeah, I don't know. Roping
you're
one
down.
70 yards from your
Oh,
knees.
it's unbelievable.
If you're a quarterback, if you're like, if we're doing it, it's like, hey,
Like, I'm gonna pass that from my knees.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think I'm sure the coach would rather him watch the tape than be able to throw 70 yards from his knee.
right.
for sure.
That's just showing arm strength, I guess. That would just suck to have that much talent, just be a complete bust.
Was
Yeah,
he?
those
Was
are the-
he?
those are
Where?
the
Where'd
ones
he
that keep you
go?
up at night.
He's
LSU.
he's arguably one of the biggest busts of all time.
Well, another big bust is from my neck of the woods. Tim Couch's got to be in the conversation, right?
Tim Couch.
Yeah, Tim Couch
yeah.
is because he did he win the Heisman?
No, but he was close, and he was. See, here's my favorite player of all
Oh
time.
wow, Isaiah Wilson's in there too.
Is he?
Oh.
But is Tim Couch on the list?
Yeah, Tim Couch is on the list. Yeah,
Right
you
there, the
are.
Browns.
Tell me my favorite
'Cause my
quarterback.
dad was a fan of his. And
My favorite quarterback of all time is the guy after him, Jared Lorenzen, the hefty lefty. And he,
Yeah, dude, he's played for the Bayou team, right, in the Arena League.
Yeah, he did do the arena.
He did Arena League,
And-
played for the
and-
Giants for a second too, right?
and he won a Super Bowl. We didn't win. I mean, as the backup.
Yeah, he was
But-
he was a HS probably.
But he was after Tim Couch, and everyone talked about how awesome Tim Couch was, #1 pick.
yeah,
And I always thought Jared Lorenzen, the hefty lefty, Pillsbury throw boy. I thought he was way better. 'Cause
Pillsbury throw boy.
He would just like
Fucking
knock
elite.
people off and then fucking just.
Yeah.
He was so fucking good, man.
Go back to that top 17 bus. I want to just kind of go through that list real quick.
Who was number
Marcus
one?
at
Mark-
15. That's wild. 14. Don't know who that is. Who is that?
I don't know who that is.
Tim Coucher's your boy. He's number 12.
That's pretty high.
Isaiah Wilson.
That's wild that he's made an all-time. list.
Isaiah Wilson was drafted like 29th overall to Tennessee Titans about 2 years ago. It was right in the middle of COVID. And then he was
Pretty
a
fast.
fucking
That's
problem.
pretty fast to get on the list.
Oh, he
That's
was
very fast to get on the
he
list.
was out of
We're
there
talking 2 years
so
ago.
fast. Kid was an absolute issue.
That was so crazy, bro. Because
Every quarterback,
on the
Jacksonville
fucking
Jaguars.
bus, biggest bus to have on the bus too.
Yeah, biggest bust in bus history. Trey Richardson, we were in the same All-American game together.
And we should have known too, because he was late to like both the first 2 workouts.
I know.
Oh, I forgot about Manziel.
Oh,
or
R.I.P.
something.
Dwayne Haskins too.
Was Johnny Manziel on there? Did I see
Yeah, he was
him?
number 3. Who's Kajana
When was he
Carter?
drafted?
Kajana?
But where in
Yeah.
the draft was he?
He was 29th, but he was also.
Did anyone really think
Rumor.
he was going to be a great NFL player?
Who's this?
Manziel.
Oh, it's
I thought he'd be
First
good.
pick.
I thought he'd be good.
I just don't. I never. To me, it's a weird bust. Because
why did you not think he was going to be good? Because he was short.
Yeah, he's small, and
What about Kyler Murray?
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees very small. You know, I don't like to talk shop. I don't like to talk about this kind of stuff during podcasts. But Drew Brees and I wear the same size Untuck It shirt. I went into Untuck It. My wife wanted to buy me a nice shirt, so she's like, "Where's the nicest store in America? Untuck It." And I go in there, and I was like some kind of special. Because they have you're the same size in every one of their fucking shirts. You can wear it untucked. Wow, cool. And they're like, you're a large slim. And the guy goes, "That's what Drew Brees wears." I go, "That's a small fucking dude." If we were the same size, untuck it. And also, you're Drew Brees, tuck in your fucking shirt.
But I thought he'd be a stud because we talked about Manziel.
I thought Johnny was going to be a freak. I thought he was going to be that dude in the
Well,
league.
he-
good
he
for a
was
few
just
weeks.
So iconic in college.
Really, his first win was against Tennessee Titans.
Was that right?
First win,
How about that? Yeah.
the third, fourth game of the season, and Johnny was playing. We're all like, "Oh, we're going to win," and we did.
Well, where would
close.
Tebow not be on that list?
For Bus,
Yeah. Did I
That's a
guess?
good point. He won a playoff game.
But I guess no one.
people got blackballed.
Tebow is another one who they
What do
probably.
you mean you got blackballed out of You're just saying random shit.
But he's probably
He won a
another guy
playoff
who
game.
no
He
one.
won a playoff game, but he ain't. He just wasn't good enough to be in the NFL.
Yeah, what are you talking about? He
But that's
led
what I'm
a
saying
squad. He won a
is he
playoff
a
game.
bust because people thought he didn't have what it took before he started.
I think that's a good point. That's a really good
'Cause
point.
there's a difference between a bust and good college versus how good you are as a pro.
Yeah, I think Tim Tebow was one of the best probably top 5 college quarterbacks of all
And
time.
wasn't he? Isn't he one of those guys who saved himself from marriage?
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
But you
Who
believe
really
it, I
knows?
guess.
I don't know. I
I
think
don't
with
know.
the
What do you
guy
think?
like
You think
him,
he's got a wrench?
no,
He's got nothing, right?
I don't think so.
I think he's average. He might be average. You know what I
I think
mean?
he's got the power of
Could be
Christ, but I don't
strong.
think
Could
it's
be
big.
Yeah.
a grower, not a shower. You know,
You can kind of
Yeah,
always
but,
tell.
do you think it really grows?
you never know, man.
Oh, I got a feeling that guys. I fucking hate Florida.
You hate Florida?
I hate the team. I don't hate the state.
Kentucky beat the team this year, right? You guys beat Florida this past year.
No, I think we lost to Florida. I have to double check, but we're missing the bigger point. Tim Tebow's got
Yeah.
a small dick.
Gotcha.
You don't save yourself from marriage because you got an anaconda.
Yeah, that's true. But also,
But I'm with you. I
God,
think,
right?
but I think he was saying that.
Yeah. I heard actually when I was in college, some girl like came from Florida and said that she was sucking Tim Tebow's dick,
But that don't
but
count.
they didn't have sex.
Yeah. So, does that
Could've been
should
taken
that really count though?
I don't know.
That's
Like-
losing your virginity?
Well,
No.
I sing about it all, and God told me to fuck you. If you want to hear the details.
Yeah. I think if actually pull up the lyrics that God told me to fuck you. I think if it was the opposite way, like I'm saving myself for marriage, it was the opposite of that, like I'm trying to get pussy. And someone sucked your dick, you wouldn't say you had sex. Let's say you only got your dick sucked. You would never say, I've lost my virginity. You'd say, I've got head.
That's
Right.
fair, but I don't think the good Lord is like, save yourself for me, but get your dick sucked a bunch.
Yeah. That's the same thing goes with anal, right? Like not all the, I'm not
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to
you're
generalize,
talking-
but they would go to like Christian camp or whatever. Like the story you hear, I don't even know if this is true, but you go to Christian camp, the girl's like, oh, let's do
That's the guy who
anal
knows.
instead of, what's that?
That's the guy who knows. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this? God,
Some women, they be
told me to
freaks like
fuck
that.
you.
That's
God
the
told me to
guy-
lick your
That's
crotch.
the guy who knows his way around a Mormon butt.
I dated a Mormon girl for a second.
Really?
Not really.
Those
We didn't
Mormons,
really
man,
date.
But
We
that's,
didn't
you-
date.
you
that's,
just-
a,
you
that's a
just
real
butt
thing,
fuck?
bro.
We knew each other. What's that?
No, that's a real thing.
No, we never did that.
They're doing the butt stuff, going butt.
I
stuff
heard
and being
that,
like,
but
oh,
like-
that's not really losing your virginity.
Yeah, when I'm telling this story, I'm saying it, and I'm like, but I've never actually heard that. You just hear it, but I don't remember anyone telling me it. So I'm like, how am I going to speak this into factual evidence? You know, what I'm
Well,
saying?
I
We
mean,
have
we're
millions of
talking-
viewers.
we're
I
every
talking
got
single
a
day.
lyric about that in Pussy King, right, Mark?
Mark, do you know all of his lyrics?
And I'm trying to remember the lyric, but there's something about I can't remember the lyric.
Something about a girl.
Something about
Something about a truck.
Yeah. I'm talking about all the pussy I get in the song Pussy King. Catholic virgin thinks anal doesn't count. This is the lyric.
yeah. No, I think that's a.
Or Catholic virgin said anal doesn't count.
When it comes to writing this stuff, who is it? All you?
Oh, me, yeah.
You lying?
No, not lying.
All right, that's all I need to hear. I believe you.
Hey, Mark cashes the checks. He'll tell you.
Yeah, you've been cashing those ridiculousness
Yeah.
checks too.
Mark, have you squeezed a lyric in there before?
No, not involved in writing.
When you're writing, is Mark around?
Fuck no.
So you're the only one in the room when you're writing?
Yeah.
How difficult is it? What's your process like when you go to write?
I'll give you an example of helps. We'll talk about God told me to fuck you. I was growing up.
That's your number one to you right now, huh?
Yeah, I'm here to promote, not to meet dudes. No, but
Yeah,
seriously.
100%. I get
No,
that.
I'm not. I'm
That's
joking.
a
I'm
single
joking.
rhythm.
We are an
But it's
amazing
just-
platform.
It's just in my head because we were talking about it.
Yeah.
So I was a kid, not a kid, teenager, and there was a buddy of mine who was dating a real religious girl, and she didn't want to have sex. Obviously, teenage boys, that's all they want to do. And she goes, "Well, let's pray on it." That's the best he could get from her.
Yeah.
So next day they come. She's like, "Well, I heard nothing." He's like, and he goes, "Well, God told me that we should fuck." And then and then I was like, if I ever make it as a country star, I'm gonna write that song.
Yeah.
And I gave you the end of the story is they're married to this day, so it worked.
Look at
That is
that.
fucking awesome.
Did she listen?
Yeah, she said, but he was very passionate about it. He said, I talked to God. He says we should have sex. And I said, I literally said in my head, I remember talking to myself, if I make it as a country singer, I'm gonna write a song called "God Told Me to Fuck You," because he told her in so many words those exact
But
words.
did it work for him?
They're married to this day.
They're
He said.
married.
Well, yeah, I know that, but did
Yeah,
was
they
one of
He
those
fucking
things
that
where,
moment.
Yeah, did he get the
she-
fucker?
Good question.
He had sex with her because she thought that and that God told him that, and we don't know that it's true or not.
Right,
I'm
what's
saying
his
God-
conversation?
It's his
between him and
conversation with God. I don't know what the
Yeah,
fuck.
no one. Yeah, everybody has their own conversations.
No, I get that. I'm with it. Are we doing tier talk or anything like that?
Yeah, Jack's got a tier talk teed up for us.
What's this? TED Talk?
TED Talk, tier talk. It's like the opposite of TED Talk. Tier talk is we have tiers in our system as far as the podcast goes. There's tier one, who the ride or dies, the one that'll, if we're like, hey, drink this, they'll drink it, that type of thing. Tier twos are a little lower, and then tier threes, you obviously know how a ladder works, and so those like kind of goes up and down. And so we have a thing called tier talk, and the tier talk today is what? The best bends?
The greatest bends of all time.
The greatest
bends of all time.
I don't know any bands.
You might know some. You might know Big Ben Roethlisberger.
I bet Ben Roethlisberger definitely listens to your music.
Yeah, well, what
light
did
bulb?
Ben Roethlisberger do? Didn't he whip out his dick somewhere?
I don't know. There's a lot of
trapped a girl-
allegedly
I think
stuff.
he trapped a girl in a bathroom, something like that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Keep
Keep
But
ourselves safe.
I think he's
Yeah.
a predator. I think he was a predator at that time.
You think he was at that time?
You see some stories out there, and
Once a predator, always a predator type of vibe to you? Or is he free and clear?
he might. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know him.
Yeah.
I didn't follow the story after that, but I know during that
I'd say
time
that's
frame,
that's a
like
pretty-
don't
that's
get in
pretty-
a bathroom with Big Ben.
Yeah, I try not to.
Yeah.
It's a pretty weak list right there.
Is this all we have? Like, just we have 9?
This is 9 people. You can think of any other famous bands.
It's tough when he goes, that's a pretty weak list right there.
Find me a more famous band. And
Okay, here we go. We got Ben Franklin, Ben Stiller, Ben Affleck, Ben Schwartz, Ben Kingsley, Ben Roethlisberger, Ben Shapiro, Ben Folds, and Ben Mendelsohn.
I'm going to go number 1, Ben Mendelsohn, because I got no idea who he is.
I respect that. So that's tier
He's
one.
an actor, right?
Yeah, he's in what is it? Bloodline. He's
He's not that famous if you go, he's an actor, right?
Who's your tier two? Because there's another actor, Ben Stiller.
Dude, my tier
Stiller.
1 on this list is definitely Ben Stiller.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, Ben Stiller, Ben Affleck for me.
They're your 1 and 2.
Is he back with, he's
Yeah.
back with J-Lo, right?
Ben Affleck is back with J-Lo. So long game, he ended up getting J-Lo.
Really?
Yeah, man.
That's
They're back.
that's the
They're a couple-
definition of a long game, huh?
Yeah.
Good for him. JLo does do a great job of staying in shape at her age.
Oh, 100%.
It's incredible, actually.
Fantastic.
Tier two, who you got? You gotta think Ben Franklin, right?
Yeah, Ben Franklin. I fucking love America.
Yeah.
Love it.
You love America and you love electricity, right? And
Oh,
we're able
God,
to do
my
this
two
because of
I was
it.
going to say my 2 favorite things.
Yeah. That's probably, and then, after all that
And
great
I love
talk,
kites.
kites are cool. Kites with keys are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get that. I can respect that.
And I'll say Ben Folds just because he's a musician on there.
Ben Folds?
Is my I got a tier 3. I got a tier 3.
Yep.
Yeah, so tier one is who? Ben.
Was the guy I never heard of. Tier
Yeah.
2
Mendelsohn.
was the most famous one, and tier 3 was
Ben Folds.
Ben Folds, who nobody really gives a fuck about.
Not fair.
I got Stiller, Franklin, and Affleck.
That's not bad.
I
Oh,
like
you
that list.
just went top three.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to really tear these boys out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
trying
gonna
to take
go.
this thing
I gotta
serious.
go. Franklin.
Zoolander? Heavyweights?
Yeah, they're great movies. I'm dogging it, Pat.
Yeah.
So many myths about the abdominal muscles. I'll be glad to put this one to rest. Ben Franklin. Then I'm gonna go Ben Stiller, and then I guess I'm with you, Ben Affleck.
That's pretty good.
Kind of came at the boy. Now I'm with him.
So you went Franklin first.
Yeah, I think Franklin.
He's an
He.
inventor.
Yeah, it's like here we are doing all this electricity stuff. I feel like he deserves the top spot. We've got internet connection. This mic
Yeah,
works. There's lights.
We all use a
True.
lot.
You know.
I'm not. Hey, don't get my
You
Ben.
kidding me?
Don't get my Ben Mendelsohn talk as me dissing electricity. I don't want to be on. I don't want to be on Bussin' with the Boys dissing electricity.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah.
That would be.
You
tough.
talk about getting canceled. Yeah.
Well, you wanted to get canceled, so maybe you should.
Yeah,
diss
but not for that
electricity.
reason, because that's serious shit.
Yeah.
Oh, if you could get canceled, what would you like for it to be over?
Ben Mendelsohn.
I respect that. Do we have any more sessions or?
Dude, I would love to hear a good old tale on the road.
That
I'd
is
love to hear a
true.
good, like, say the boys were sitting in the locker room. We got a 6-pack of beer cold in the fridge, doors shut. We whip a few out, and you're telling us a good
Well,
old
I'll
fashioned
tell
locker
you.
room
I'll
story.
tell you something. Want to hear a story about the craziest fan I ever heard of?
Yes.
Would love to.
So I was the first time I ever played San Francisco. I don't know why this was San Francisco.
Tech Town.
We were there, and this a black security guard came up to me after the show, said, "Awesome show, man, but I got some shit with the fan." I go, "Oh man, I hate to hear that. What happened?" He goes, "The dude called me a racial slur." I go, "What the fuck happened?" He goes, "The dude got so into you, he barfed, passed out, and shit his pants. So I kicked him out. And then he called me, when I was kicking him out, he called me a racial slur. And I said, 'Who are you the fuck to call me that? You shit your pants, motherfucker.' And the guy goes, 'I didn't shit my pants, motherfucker.' He stuck his two fingers down his pants and pulls out some shit and licked it and goes, 'I guess I did.' So when people ask me about what Wheeler fans are like, that's kind of the story I tell.
Yeah.
They're the kind of motherfuckers who, if you say you shit your pants, they want to know for sure.
That
Yeah,
shit was
that's fucking
unbelievable.
crazy.
And I'm still kind of scarred. This was years ago, and I'm still kind
Yeah.
of scarred. from
Imagine
it.
how the security guard feels that saw it firsthand.
Yeah. Well.
God. And
Okay.
San Francisco of all places.
Yeah.
I guess there's a lot of people that shit on the floor in San
Yeah.
Francisco.
I like how you say that.
Everywhere in
San Francisco, of all
San
places.
Francisco,
That's the
bro.
last place you think someone would eat their shit.
Yeah.
Aisle 7, they're eating their shit. You get homeless people that go into the convenience stores and take a big fat dump.
You think Tennessee would be a hot place for eating your own shit?
You think so?
About 20 minutes outside of Nashville. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It gets
I haven't done that for years, man.
No. Last time I shit myself, 2020? 2021?
Trying to
I didn't
think
taste
from-
it.
Yeah.
why'd you shit yourself?
I ate something bad, and I was in California, and I went to the beach, and I did something like a quick movement, and I farted, but it
More
wasn't
like a
just
shark?
fart. Well, yeah, I mean, it held up in the shorts. You know, I don't like to wear underwear, so yeah, I guess it was more of a shark, but it was enough for me to run back up those stairs at the bluff and
Get
shower
nothing
up.
worse than like a shart, dude. Like a quick shart, and you're kind of extremely insecure in the moment. There was one time I was riding my bike home and I couldn't make it, and I start shitting myself on the ride home, and I feel so bad that I'm shitting myself. I'm so embarrassed, and I'm by myself.
Like in the movie,
like
like in
I'm
the movie
trying to-
Jackass.
yeah, I'm trying to fucking hurry up and get home because I feel myself about to shit, and I just legitimately just start shitting myself on the way home, and I'm young too, so I start crying. I'm like crying on the way home and shit.
Nothing like shitting and crying.
right. Thinking my parents are gonna
It's
be
that song.
thinking my
You
parents
got
are gonna
those
be
moves-
mad at me.
Yeah, you have that move where you do that.
It's
I've had that a bunch where the pulling of the pants down is the exact moment it comes. It's like
Yeah,
you're like it's like splitting hairs there.
Yeah.
been there. You're rushing. Your ass is like the gravity's taking you to the seat.
Yeah.
And it's
Like
kinda at the same time.
all I think is like,
This
what
all
if it
comes out.
been 1 sec, literally 1 second later?
Yeah.
Would have a problem.
I think your body just knows you're there. It's like when
I
you have to
think
pee
so,
real
too.
bad and you see the toilet and your body's like, we gotta fucking go. So it kind of cranks it up a notch on you. Maybe. I don't know.
Or like
I'm
you're,
really just-
you're starting
I'm
to
with you. I think it's meant. I think your body knows
Yeah.
that's a toilet underneath your ass.
right, but
Yeah.
you're starting to descend down and you're like kind of still squeezing until you can fully sit down and
And the
relax.
shit's almost pushing you back
Yeah.
You know
up.
what I'm saying?
There's a
Exactly.
velocity behind that.
Yeah. This was a great time. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
for
Well,
coming on.
I love talking about country music. I love talking about Ben Mendelsohn, and I love talking about shit. So I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
And God
And
told me to
dicks.
fuck you.
And
Which
I
is a new
love
single.
talking about dicks and
Yeah.
my new single too.
So everybody go
God told me
download
to
it. It's
fuck
on
you.
all the platforms, right?
Except for all of them.
Except for what?
I was gonna talk shit about Spotify. They don't pay enough, but it is on Spotify.
They don't pay enough.
What
What do you mean?
Spotify? They gave Rogan $100 million, $200 million.
Yeah, they pay me a little less than that.
A little less.
Yeah.
Just a touch.
How does the
They
Spotify
pay
payment
me. I
work?
think what do they pay? Probably 0.002 cents per stream or something.
Really?
1.4 million
Well,
listeners per month.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
So all,
about that.
all I gotta do is
You're lying.
So all you gotta do is get
2
2 trillion streams to get
$2,000
Rogan money.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. But that's why I gotta do. That's why I'm on the podcast because I'm only at 1.5 trillion right now.
You went on his pod. You've been on his podcast twice.
Been on a couple times. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. What
dude.
was that experience like going on Rogan's podcast? Was it as fun as this? Probably not as fun as this, but
I
it
would
was.
say it's I would say it's a similar vibe. It's just the thing about Rogan is it's long. It's like a marathon. You got to pace yourself. You know, it's like don't run out of things to talk about hour one because you be ready for hour three. It gets into the deep shit.
He does.
But you guys do it a cool way where the shit comes at the end, so it keeps my attention to the end.
The shit comes at the end. What do
I
you
mean, like literally talking about shit.
Well, I'm talking about shit.
Yeah,
Country
sorry,
music,
you know, fucking the
dicks,
CTE comes.
Yeah.
shit.
We don't
right?
talk about
Joe or Ben. What's his name?
And good looking
Ben,
dudes.
Ben Mendelsohn.
And
yeah.
good looking
Ben
dudes.
Mendelsohn.
No, we weren't talking about more about good looking dicks than good looking dudes.
One last question before one last question before you go. What's one thing country music can do from a general's perspective to change to make you happy?
Oh,
I love when the guys compliment themselves on a question. I think what they
Well, I wasn't. Will complimented me,
well, what do you got to get out
but
of
I
that?
have complimented Will several times, and that's what this relationship's all about. You know what I'm saying? Gas up.
I think
Normalize dudes hyping up other dudes.
country
Hey,
music
that was a great quote.
to help out. I think they could stop listening to the labels and the corporations and listen to the fans more. Because when the fans get the good shit, I told you about Tyler Childers.
Mhm.
When they get it, they listen. You know, and when they get Culture Wall, they dig it. So stop taking it from, and those guys don't have the giant machines behind them. Stop listening to the fucking machines. Listen to the fans,
Mm.
which is what kind of country music used to be all about. The fans. I don't feel like it's fan focused anymore. Is that a good? Is that a good
That's
answer?
great
That's a good
I like
answer.
that answer a
It
lot.
makes me feel like you're really anti the man, though.
Yeah, but I am.
Well, you can tell he got his
Respect
his
that.
dick was in the dirt for like 15 years, and he pivoted. He said, "Fuck these motherfuckers! I'm gonna make my own shit."
Yeah.
Now look at me. I'm
And
busting
now that
with
it's
the
like
boys.
paying off, you're like,
Making $1,000 a month on my Spotify.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You've made it.
I don't want to brag, but I can almost pay my rent.
Not in
I don't
Nashville.
want to brag, but I can almost pay my rent. Spotify really pays like that, huh?
Shit, I hate when my manager tells me facts that I just don't want to know.
that is tough.
Don't forget
What platform pays the best? It can't be Apple.
It might be.
Title.
Tidal?
Tidal pays the best.
Tidal pays the best, but who listens to Tidal?
Yeah, I've never even heard of
I'm
Tidal.
gonna have to start
I
pointing
think
people.
is Tidal the one that Jay-Z owns?
Yeah.
What do they pay?
Does Apple Music pay good?
Apple Music hides.
So why
do you mean hides behind
is
the fact-
Spotify the
by their
lowest
album?
because they got that free tier? Yeah, that's why Spotify pays the lowest because you can still listen for free. You don't have to pay for it.
Yeah,
Like
what
your
do
album
you
and
get an
shit, right?
ad every fucking 6 song or every one song? That's tough.
Yeah,
I
but
hate when I go into a gym in football, whether it's in a college, whether it's Planet Fitness, whatever. If I go in there and I'm playing music or music's being played and there's a song or a commercial that comes up, what are we doing? We can't spend $3 on this?
yeah, you're in the NFL. You need to be. They can pay for
Yeah.
fucking Spotify.
And the Titans don't.
They
Their-
don't.
Their facilities are getting better every single year. They're doing multi-million-dollar renovations
Hold on,
every
whoa,
single
whoa,
year.
whoa, whoa. This seems like the biggest news story. We saved it for last.
Yeah.
Tennessee's Titans won't pay for a Spotify subscription.
Yeah, it's Pandora actually.
Pandora
And on
actually
Pandora, they don't fucking Pandora pays the least.
Hmm.
That's pretty disrespectful. Yeah, but they don't have fucking ads in the weight room.
Well,
And
guess
that
what? Where's the
pisses
camera?
me off,
Where's the
dude.
How
camera?
about the bottom line?
There's
then?
3 of them.
Boycott the fucking Titans.
Whoa,
man.
hey, no, hey, listen, don't do
Yeah,
that.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Don't do
No,
that.
but I'm serious. Who's the owner of the Titans?
Amy Adams Strong, you better ride
not
this
coming out- it's
wave
not coming
real
out of your
gently.
mouth,
I
it's
don't
just
care.
Ray
It's my
Walker.
platform.
Hey, Tennessee Titans. Buy the subscription, music subscriptions. Buy Tidal. It's owned by Jay-Z. You like Jay-Z. Buy Tidal. I never heard of it, but buy it.
What an ad.
Yeah, how about that?
Were you on Napster back in the day?
Yeah, that's the thing is I get pissed about these
Jack
numbers.
just goes, what are we doing in the background?
I get really pissed about this low money, but I stole my fair share of music. So who am I to say?
Yeah, LimeWire, Frostwire, all that
Yeah, I
shit.
had all that shit.
Shout out the old boys.
Used to crank shit down with Frostwire.
What's Frost? I don't know Frost.
Same thing as LimeWire.
Same thing as LimeWire.
Illegally downloading stuff.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a bunch of stuff pop up.
It'd be cool to
It pops up.
illegally download my own album. Would be fun.
I'll probably illegally download your album.
Thank you, man. I
You're
appreciate it.
very welcome.
You know,
All right,
a
boys.
listener's the listener. Yeah, they're telling us to get out of here before I
Yeah.
talk too much shit about. the
As soon as
Titans.
Jack said, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah, that's not.
It's probably time.
Yeah, exactly. What are these like?
fuck.
For 3 hours.
These are like the iTunes
Yeah,
reviews.
we're kind of like we're kind of becoming a Rogan.
Yeah.
I would agree.
We have almost as many followers as him too.
I've
All
done a
right.
lot of podcasts and never had a producer say, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah. That was one of the most unprofessional things I've ever heard Jack do, actually.
Well,
got pretty intelligent,
I'm
put on
kind of with
salary.
him, but
Yeah.
it was definitely rude.
Yeah.
I apologize.
That's too late for that, Jack. All right. And subscribe and rate 5 stars, boys and girls.